Hello, welcome
I'm
to
ready
tonight's
now.
session. Really, just gonna ruin the video off the bat. So goddamn rude. Anyway, welcome to tonight's session, session 16 of our adventures in Jake. Tonight's session is titled "To Get Stronger" or "To Save the World," or the vice versa. That to save the world or to get stronger. Let's do a quick recap. And I know we have some player stuff that we got to go over about items and things because players had to leave early and then didn't actually get to hear stuff. But preface for tonight, we will have one more person joining us, about a half hour in or so. We'll see, and they might be in and out. As a reminder, we've lost our bard, or will have lost our bard. He is walking off into the sunset with Stinger currently. All of our characters can still see him, but he is not going to be here for an undeterminate amount of time at this point. But he does plan to be back, just like our Drake Rider, eventually. Which, by the way, means we need a new person because our other character, unfortunately, has had to step away for personal reasons. He promises he doesn't hate us, so I'll accept that. What else we got? I got special codes to use tonight for stuff and things. Yeah, the podcast people picked a special thing for an October event for you guys, so I'm a little excited about that. Website's been pretty much updated. We have a new guarantee on there, plus some testimonials if you guys want to check us out and see that we're legitimate. www.epicheroes.com. I know on Twitch at the moment we are still not Epic Sages, but Sages Inc. on the title. I can change that in like 8 days, unfortunately. But in the meantime, we're Epic Sages. That's going to be our name for a while, so on and so forth. So just get ready to see our faces and stuff and things. Speaking of the Epic Sages, Younger is down there with us tonight. We're joined by Lawrence, and you're going by Kettle now. Though we do have to talk about that in character. Their technical difficulties. So don't just start going off by Kettle, because you have to have some kind of proclamation that that is your new name, so the rest of our characters go, aha! Oh, cool. Let's see what else we got. So recap. Let's do a recap, and I'll show some food in my face, and let me put you guys on equal footing screen-wise. That way, if you want to show your face, you can. Recap.
We were traveling on our journey, and we had a conversation amongst us characters. Basically saying, hey, their guard number is relatively low guarding this princess. And nobody really likes her. She's a terrible person. And then we started hearing screams coming from the inside of her cart. And so I thought, wow, wouldn't it be nice if we could just get inside, find out what's happening, and reveal what's happening? So I turned into a shadow as a shadow warlock and slipped in there through a crack in the darkness, and then recoalesced into a person, opening the door and revealing the fact that one of our compatriots was being tortured by the princess for an unspecified amount of time. And then combat initiated. She died.
That's when I jumped through the roof and absolutely ruined her plans.
You went all WWE on him. What's up, brother?
And then Roger killed the person she was torturing because he's also terrible.
I think we also missed a major plot point prior to this, when there was a unicorn and a monkey who rose up from the pits of hell.
The start of last session, yes.
Yes, and informed us that we have another choice to make. And that's the big choice we have to decide here, is whether or not we are going to continue our mission to assist Profi in killing his family, or if we are going to save the world, if it's actually in danger, which it might not be, because none of us actually know these people. I guess the mummy has some history with them, But so far, we have no real reason to believe the random demon monkey and unicorn that jumped out of the ground.
This is true.
And we have a mithril staff.
And the mithril staff. There we go. We've summoned up all the important stuff. Some items were handed out, and I realize of all the important paperwork I did not pull up my character sheet. That will make playing very hard. But luckily for me, Profi is right on top. So, any other last minute notes before we get playing? Oh, I did have a mechanics question for you guys before we get started tonight. Would you guys like to test out a new mechanic that I heard about and want to give a shot to? Because currently, if I remember correctly, you guys are letting me roll death saving throws?
Yes.
Board. So, what if we up the ante, and instead of rolling saving throws, I roll a d6, and that's how many rounds you have. There's no saves, no nothing. If you get hit, like something attacks you on the ground while you're dying, you lose a round.
Run that by me one more time.
So, you go down to 0 hit points, and instead of getting your death saving throws, you instead get a handy dandy d6, and that's how many rounds you have before you die. I roll it behind the screen so the party does not know how long it takes you to bleed out. It could be 1 round, or it could be 6. If you get hit while on the ground, so instead of taking 2 automatic damage, if you get hit, you lose a round.
I do not like this. Personally.
You potentially could have twice as long.
But you also have a guaranteed death if no one heals you.
True.
Which we don't exactly have a ton of healing as a party.
I also have unique problem circumstance upon having to make death saves.
Okay, well, I mean, again, we don't necessarily have to. It's just an idea. Because currently, I roll d6s behind the screen, and you guys just... I tell you if you get up magically or not. Or someone has to heal you.
I do have Spare the Dying.
Right, and so, the one thing with this mechanic, guys, we're going to talk this out, that I don't like is it takes away that auto get-up, if you got a critical kind of thing. But it also gets rid of the 2 automatic failures on a critical fail. So there's a slight trade-off. But it would basically average out to where you have an average of 3 rounds before you bleed out, which is, you know...
I like the thought process of it, but I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be great if we were playing a more realistic campaign.
Okay.
Where we were playing, like, carry weights and everything like that, and we have to have food.
Okay. Lawrence, any comments on this?
I say it's your world, go with your thing, but majority says no at the moment.
But I know that. I just wanted your opinions. All right, so...
I like it.
Okay, well, we'll hold off on it for now. If we decide to come back to it later, we will. Just know it's a thing that we might try out for funsies regardless at some point. That or I'll throw it on a different campaign. Speaking of hardcore campaigns. Okay, so... you had questions there, Metal Man of Doom, about some of the items that were left over. You were given a Shah and a crystal ball because you requested items instead of gold, or at least your priority was picking up items compared to the rest of us. What did Profi get? I got something.
Things written down. You want me to just go down the list?
Sure, yeah, if you have a list of it.
Okay, so do you want me to talk anything about money?
No, skip money, just items.
Okay. 52 high-tier diamonds. 32 rubies. Sorry, 16 rubies.
I was like,
16 sapphires. 1 agate for the bard specifically.
Who he has taken that
for an
away.
awakened spell.
Uh-huh.
There are 2 cart items. One is a crystalline ball. It is divination. See the future somehow. or something like that. Small rune rock, not a rock of cleansing. A magic
That's a
shaw.
bad note. The character who has it 100% believes it is a stone of cleansing.
Yes. Bad check.
The shaw
Mhm.
is unregistered.
Yeah, no one checked it.
The bard has a silver brooch. He does not think it's cursed with the DC 16 check. Transmutation of it's a protection +1 item.
Mm-hmm.
Once a day, thunderclap fan wand thing that does an extra 1d6. It casts thunderclap at 5th level and normal attack of extra 1d6.
Yeah, who picked that one up?
I don't have a list of who picked it up.
It should be one of the U2 magic people, because definitely was a Profi. Profi can't cast magic.
And then Assassin's Gauntlets with up to 5 different poisons attached. And it's a +1 master. And it does 1d6 plus poison damage. Those are the items, but they were not necessarily divvied up yet.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
You got a little bit of background noise, but that's not terrible.
You said it had a bit of an echo?
Yeah, background
No,
noise.
you have background
got a fan
noise.
or something going on.
Oh, it's because I'm using the work computer. It's probably picking up the fan on the back of the computer.
Wow, you got a powerful fan, bro.
Right? Loud. That's
That's a good fan.
Any chance I can talk into using push to talk tonight? Just because that's going to be super loud. Say something. Nothing? Okay.
Hello?
I know. Anyway, technical difficulties aside, Frozen, when you get a second, try talking to us. Let's get this candle lit.
So those are the items
How's that?
we received.
Much better. Yeah, no
Okay.
no background noise.
So I'm gonna take both the items if they're there for my taking. The shawl and the crystal ball
Okay.
are just gonna go in my bag. I have no attunement slots left. I think you only get 2, right?
Correct. No. 3.
3. Oh yeah. Because I have my cloak, my ring, and my dragon.
Okay.
So that's all 3 of my slots.
What's your ring again? Excuse me. Sorry.
The other characters do not know what my ring is, so I will text you what my ring is.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So, anyone else want to claim some items before I continue the story?
Well, here's my thought. You're an assassin.
Uh-huh.
Well, not an assassin, but you're a rogue.
Uh-huh.
So, would you not also want assassin gauntlets?
So, I mean, to be fair, Profi isn't trained in, any kind of poisonous stuff at this point.
Okay.
So, not that I couldn't use them, I just don't really have a use for them, I think. Let me look and make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, my only tool that I'm proficient with is these tools. So I can't even make potions or things like that for them.
That doesn't make any sense. You should have a couple things
According to my character sheet.
that you're proficient.
But
But you're a rogue.
Uh-huh. But
And
I,
you should
I
have
didn't, I didn't take an edgy background, though.
Oh.
Oh, the ring does not require attunement. That's nice.
This is important. Yeah, what is my background? Do you guys remember?
I do not.
You're noble.
There we go.
The cloak of many fashions does not require attunement either.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't think it does. So you have 2 slots
Like-
still.
I have
I'm
2
not
slots still.
Proficient in any poison, but I can't be poisoned.
Then that would mean they would be safest in your hand.
Can I wield a wand while having these gauntlets on?
Yeah. Again, they basically just look like extended fingernails. So you can't type on a cell phone for sure. But holding a wand for the most part, yeah, you can hold a wand.
Okay.
For the exception of if your wand is like a pencil, you know what I mean? If it is a tiny, tiny swish twig of a wand, probably a little
twig of a
dangerous. You
wand.
might have to hold it a little dainty or something, you know, get real flexible so you don't stab yourself in the exit when you're grabbing it. But if it's a legitimate thing, the blade should basically like rest against your hand. And that isn't the issue, the sharp pointy parts at the very tip, so.
Okay, I mean, I can wear them. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Got those.
Okay, anything else?
There is the thunderclap.
Thunderclap wand. Again, it goes between you 2 wizardy types that can use wands. The frightening death machine, I don't think can use that kind of magic, and I know Profi cannot. The bard probably could have also taken it, but I don't think he did.
Heck, I'm not greedy, but if you're cool with
Take
it, I'll
it,
take
Lawrence.
it.
Take it, Lawrence.
Fine. All right. It's Thunderclap fan, 5th level.
5th level.
Yeah, once a day,
Oh, the spell. Yeah.
and then it deals 1 extra d6 on thunder damage.
Plus 1d6 thunder.
Yep. And if you're casting a spell and crit with it, besides the regular crit effects from a spell attack, so like if you're using your why can't I think of that? Your cantrips, this can apply. It also throws on an extra 1d6 thunder damage, and your spell is louder. Not always what you want, but mid combat it's a cool effect.
So an Eldritch Blast Eldritch Blast critical adds an extra 1d6.
Or whatever spell you're using. The spell gets much louder when it hits.
Okay. Can I use it in conjunction with the wand I already have? Because the wand I have is a +1.
I mean, what do you mean by in conjunction with? Are you going to tape them together with duct tape or hold one in each hand and choose what you're casting? Because you can do that.
One's his sidearm.
Yeah, 100% you can have like a waistband of different wands to pull out and be like, I'm using this one, I'm using this one, you know what I mean? Or two-hand it, but you can only shoot one spell off at a time like normal. You can't like touch the tips together and do. I did that in a campaign once, in 4th Ed, one of the first games I DM'd. And in 2 casting spells, especially in 4E, ridiculously overpowered. We're talking spells that could kill like 900 people at a time, go to entire battlefields and just wipe up the other army in like 10 seconds. This spell takes 2 minutes to cast. Yeah, they ain't gonna reach me by then. It was great. Terrible, but it was fun.
Right, I'll keep it on my belt with the daggers.
Sweet. Just when you're casting and things, let me know what you're using so I can apply the appropriate effects / resistances. There it is.
That is that.
Okay, next question before we get started. Oh, not next question. Is there any other items besides the gems? Because the gems are just gonna get divided up and act like gold.
Okay, well then no.
Okay. Dice, baby. The first 2 people in here were younger and technical difficulties. Which one of you was here first?
Younger.
We gotta joined together.
Okay. Well, he called you out. You get to pick your color first.
Okay, black.
Okay. Easy peasy. Mr. Difficulties.
Orange.
Orange. Mr. Lawrence.
Green.
And last but not least, Frozen. The colors left are red, yellow, and blue.
Red, please.
Okay. I will do blue this week. Put yellow on the I'm in trouble spot. Alright, I got you guys' colors, got you guys' characters. Any other things we got to discuss before continuing the story?
I have no idea what I've been doing up until now.
Oh man, what were you were doing something. Because you have not been here. You missed the epic fight. And all that fun stuff. I think.
Yeah, I missed the last 2 sessions.
Yeah, so several characters got drug off by phase spiders. And I think that your Fulgash might have went off to save them. And unfortunately for you, it doesn't work out so well. You're going to come back to the camp being destroyed, people being buried, all kinds of crazy stuff. You'll see the bard, flying off in the distance. And you spent all night fighting off phase spiders, trying to save your fellow guards and whatnot. And we'll get to what happened to them and roleplay through that in a little bit. But let's get started. So, as you guys do your thing, and the day dawns, your bard takes off and you start going somewhere new and exciting. You, not long after, will meet up with your friend. He is covered in blood, tears, has 2 bodies he is dragging behind by what remains of their bits and pieces. He is covered in blood, and most of it doesn't look like his. What do you do?
I turn my headphones down and take them off, setting them across the room because that was way loud. Like that blew my eardrums out, sir.
It was a surprise for sure. I rush over and diagnose any injuries, I guess.
2 dead, one of them being our handy-dandy hippo man.
Oh no.
Hippo Man's dead.
Yeah. And as Profi, I'm going to roll a d12 and see how I feel about that. Yeah, well, I'm not really upset. I think the best explanation is, well, looks like you went down fighting. How'd it go? I ask Fulgash. Did you get to him in time, or was he dead by the time you got there?
I was too late.
Too late. So they were all done for by the time you got there?
Yes.
Unfortunate. Well, at least you look relatively uninjured. Let's get going, and we fill you in on what happened while you were gone. So, hearing the news of all the stuff and the things. Oops, sorry. Spam call. What is your reaction to everything that has occurred while you've been gone? Where do your thoughts lie as we discuss where we want to go next?
So I regret to inform you that I was not able to view the last 2 sessions, so I am kind of in the dark.
Did you miss
aside from the fact that there was an epic battle and that the princess is probably dead?
Ah, well, sorry. We already reviewed all this at the beginning of the session. I forgot you weren't there. My bad. So in character, someone give him the quickest summary possible. Go.
A unicorn and a monkey that were demons asked us to save the world, but after that, we killed the princess, and now we're trying to figure out what we're going to do.
And that one guy was stabbed in the throat after being tortured. Face.
That happened too.
We slayed a dragon.
Dragon was the session before last. He was there for that one. I think.
Oh.
No, you missed that one too, huh?
There was a wyvern that attacked us, or something that attacked us. I
Rock.
was there for that. Rock.
Yeah, you had the rock. Yeah, and our explanation for why you and all of our other friends were gone was face spiders, because y'all got snatched up in the middle of the night and they lashed you into the darkness. So, now that you've heard what is going to occur, what do you want to do?
Well, Princess being dead is no skin off my nose. I'm gonna follow Profi. He's my current employer. I'm gonna follow Profi.
As soon as you say those words, you hear a voice that sounds just like this pop up behind you, whispering in your ear. Are you sure it is of no concern, contract signer?
So that was really staticky.
Was it really? Man, I had these working the other day. I don't know what happened. Is that any better? Maybe, perhaps.
I mean, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I just hear every time you move too. It's kind of weird.
Every time I move. You mean like...
Still a nice effect.
Okay, I think it sounds cool. I'll listen to it. I can't hear it. It just goes. But the voice behind you says, "You owe me one soul, specifically yours." My name is Dufond. I am appearing to you in this skin of a human as you see him step out, and it's a wrinkly old man. Looks like a wannabe wizard, but you can tell just by his presence that he is terrifying.
I'm gonna point to him. Scary Dude says I owe him a soul.
We are. Sorry, let me. We are all there. We can hear it. We heard him speak, and we are looking at the demon thing or old man at this point, standing
Is
next
this
to
the
you.
same old man
This is the same old man
that we worked with?
No, nope, totally different.
Do you care if I roll a religion check?
Sure.
11.
11. So this demon doesn't necessarily pop up on your remembrance. He's not anyone hyper important that you can remember. More than likely, he's just the demon who drafted the contracts up.
Oh, for the princess.
Correct.
And we just killed her.
Also correct.
Was that in the contract?
The contract was to keep her alive until she was returned to her home in the royal. Why can't I think of the word? Continent. Sorry, the royal continent.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, I only signed a contract to enter the competition thing. I never signed a contract to protect a princess.
No, this is specifically for Fulgash.
Specifically for Fulgash, because he was the winner and got a special one. The rest of us just signed regular papers.
Mm.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to try something to make it easier for you to hear me.
Okay, I will wait 2 seconds for you. You're worth 2 seconds of my time, I promise. in the meantime, do you guys
Okay.
want to hear some other fun voices? Give me a second. They take a little bit to load. All right, so this one's fun. They got a couple of them, and they are gender specific. So you can change if to and what you are relatively quickly. Actually, that's pretty nice. I think this one's one of my favorites, though. The one that's coming up. This one here just sounds exciting the whole time. I could use this and listen to it later. It makes me giggle. I like this one too, to be honest. This the one I'm switching to. I'll probably use this one quite a bit because it's close enough to Morgan Freeman to make me giggle. What do you guys think?
This one's the better one out of the other ones because it has less reverb.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a voice changer. The spellcaster also changes your voice, but it does have a lot of background stuff, and some of these things have background effects, like you're supposed to have music playing in the background or whatever. And I haven't quite figured it out to where the background music can sound good and you can hear me. So I'm still playing around with this quite a bit. Then we have this dumb one. That's just terrible. Just the worst. You can't even tell what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, don't do that.
Right? It's really bad. This one's kind of fun. It just makes your voice really clear. What do you think? Just kind of a little bassy.
You sound like you're on the walkie-talkie on the forest.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. All right, cool.
That's an awesome tool.
Yeah, it didn't even cost that much. Just a bit of time and attention, and I've made a couple videos with it that I haven't released yet, so be excited for that later. Make deals, make them come around faster.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Without any of the weird nonsense?
Yeah, that's way
Yes.
better. So when I was testing this out, I had someone help. This was their favorite voice, the person that was helping me. Okay, I'll show you guys a couple more later. But back to the demon. I'm switching back to the demon voice.
This is the demon voice.
The demon voice here. What if I do that? Does that help with the reverb a little bit? Maybe. Hello.
Yeah, that's better.
Is it? Okay. As long as you guys can understand me and it still sounds exciting. Anyway, the demon, in this silly voice, looks at the five of us, and says, I'm not an unreasonable patron, but you do owe something to me. Though, because you've been under contract, I've been able to hear the majority of your plight quite well. And, since whom I serve would benefit from the mortals being around, and or the royal family being gone, both of those being a benefit, I'm willing to lend you your soul at a cost, at a debt, at a some honorable price. Would you like to renegotiate your contract with my kind lease attached to it? Bogash.
I mean, if you need a soul, why don't you just take one of these guys?
No. They didn't sign the contract. Or the ones that did, he looks at the dead bodies on the ground, well, they fulfilled theirs to the best of their ability. Now, as I said, I'm not unreasonable, but I am very powerful, so I could just strip it from you directly. And you would be able to walk around for quite some time. Like, maybe even the rest of your would-be normal life. But, you know, once you were done with that, that'd be it. It'd be over. And I hear things don't taste as good without a soul.
So, what exactly are you offering, aside from me being able to keep my soul.
Oh, reading the fine print now, are you? And he pulls up a small snippet of paper that basically just attaches to the old one that he's appeared out of nowhere. And he writes some things down and hands it to you. And do you read any kind of demon language?
No.
I turn and say, I can read.
Okay, good. You read it for him. Someone should read it. And while I explain this, I'm going to take the voice off so it's easily understood. So, what the contract says in basicness, right, is that he will snatch your physical body from time to time as he is needed to defend himself in hell. As he is trying to raise ranks and things like that, having a adequate warrior at his side will be very beneficial, besides just having a direct soul. So basically, he will drag you to his hell and use you as a combatant anytime he needs until you're able to quote-unquote complete the contract. So, to do so, to complete your contract, you still have to get the princess's remains, or what's left of the princess, to the royal capital. And I believe she was burned on a pyre yesterday, so you're going to have to go collect some ash about a half a day's travel back.
Yes. At least she won't smell. If you had done my plan, she would already be here.
The demon smiles and
My
says,
bad.
Yes, you are correct. Oh, sorry, I should have just switched the voice, but whatever. Keeping the regular voice. So, he says, I'll pop in from time to time to check on this group as, contract's nearest and dearest friends. Oh, dang it. Let me switch the voice. As the contract's nearest and dearest friends, I'll trust you to keep him accountable and or keep the princess's remains moving in the appropriate direction.
What is your name?
The name that I gave you was start with a D, y'all. What'd I say? Disdain? Disdain. Go with disdain.
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 Just a stain on my day.
Is there any other way I could complete this contract?
You could die trying, like the others.
Like, as in fight him and try to save his own soul from...
How hard can it be to get some ashes to a nearby town?
A nearby town?
No. It's got to go to the capital.
I was going to say, that's 2 continents away.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't looking at the map.
In all honesty, it's not the end of the world. This is actually just as a side note for player characters, so you don't get all fussy about it. This is just an excellent excuse for your character having to disappear from time to time with the whole work schedule thing.
That's an
Since you already
excellent
signed a
point.
demon contract.
Sorry, Full Gas, I missed you. Younger talked over you.
I just said you made a good point.
Right. This is just DM giving you something easy peasy to do, and for an extended period of time. That way, if you have to disappear, you don't feel bad about it, because you're off fighting demons, getting XP that way. So
Nice.
I'm down for it.
So, re-sign the contract to take the amendment since you failed the last one, and I am being kind in submitting the appropriate paperwork as needed. Please sign there. And you see a small little spot burn into the bits and pieces.
So out of game, I still have somebody else's blood on my hands, right?
Out of character, yes, but it's dead person blood. So you could try to.
Do I know that he knows the difference?
The magic will.
So, all right. Well, I'll sign then.
You do so, and like before, all you do is you press your finger to it. It feels like a small prick occurs. Your fingerprint is left behind. It swirls up magically and pops out of existence. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Again, I will be checking on you as needed. Until then, stay alive. I would like for you to complete this contract. That way I don't have to take out what I need of the lean, or take out what I need on the lean.
Oh, can we have a copy of this?
Can you have a... No! It's been sent away to be filed. If you wanted a copy, you should have said so before signing it. I apologize. I would happily give you one, but it's a one-way thing. At least for the next while. He looks at his hand as if, he had a watch or something.
I'd like to do nature check to find out what creature it is.
Go ahead.
Do. 16.
16. You hear a voice in your head, and it says, I am a devil of some renown. I can hear your thoughts even when you're not around.
I can hear your thoughts too, I say into his head.
Your psionic, telepathic, whatnot, does not seem to reach him.
The detect thoughts spell?
Did you cast Detect Thoughts?
I can.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You do.
Is he in 30 feet?
He is. Are you sure you want to detect thoughts on the devil?
That's probably dumb.
I would
Odd
agree.
even. Okay, don't do it.
Good choice. I'm glad you did not decide to roll on the madness chart today. So, hey, look, someone lurking. Hey, I appreciate you lurking in the chat. So, we move on. Look left, look right.
Is my horse still around?
So we have one functioning cart at this point, and it's the cart that we've been traveling on. So we have one moose.
So my horse is not around?
Your horse is definitely not around, unfortunately. There were many casualties with the phase spiders.
Well, see, that's probably why I went after the phase spiders. Killed my damn horse.
Well, they originally got you. I'm just going to say you're a badass and broke out of the one that snatched you and then went to go save the others. Maybe it was for your horse, but, as mentioned previously, none of them made it.
All right.
And you were only able to
So I
bring
have to
two bodies
go.
back.
I have to go
What do we-
back half a day
More or less.
and
We
get some
can-
ashes.
From the story, we can yada yada that to where you go back, pick up the ashes, and then go forward. It won't affect our travel too much. You guys,
We going to bury the individuals here?
if you guys want to do something with your time while you're
You
waiting,
guys can do that while I go get the ash.
Profi's all for that. That's a good Profi thing.
Don't get abducted.
Yeah, right.
I'm all about giving people their last rites.
Okay, so me and Lawrence start burying our two bodies / friends because Barry here, Gold Thistle.
Yeah, I trained him.
Yeah. How'd you react to this? Yeah, this would be an important question for you as well. Like Profi's super upset, but he's been gone for 2 days, and they mentioned phase spiders, so this was a high tier possibility for the last 12 hours.
He's not doing too good. He's not like leaking or anything, but he's not in a good mood, and he keeps muttering that it's such a waste.
Understood. So, we bury our friend's body and the random Yahoo that our other friend was able to bring back to us, while he goes and yada yadas his way to pick up the stuff. Anyway,
I know this is a depressing topic, but do they have anything that's useful?
I'm going to say no. Just because
It'd be a waste to leave their food.
let's just say Fulgash pulled them out of some kind of webbing, and most of their gear and things were ripped off of them. So, they're mostly naked bodies at this point. So, with that being said, you yada yada your way back, grab where you assume the ash to be, because you're like, look, I'm not going to get all of her, so I'll just get some of her. That should count. Yeah, sweep it up into your rug and pray for the best. Speaking of, make a religion check. Fulgash. Sorry, Fulgash.
A whole spare urn.
Also, Lawrence, if you're burying the bodies, you can also make one.
All right.
15.
Okay, so you remember what religion both of these gentlemen practice, and do the rites to their funerals as appropriately as possible.
I rolled a 22.
Wait, sorry, didn't you just say 15, or was that frozen?
That was Fulgash.
Oh, sorry. So with the 22, yeah, you're good. With the 15, you're also good. You're able to find the appropriate places, and you would know how much of the ash you need to collect, and so on and so forth. So you're 90% sure you got what you need. And you make your way back. Again, about a half a day later. If that was in the morning, it's now afternoon. By the time Fulgash returns, bodies are buried. You guys are rested and ready to continue traveling. And on that note, do you guys remember how long you had in between you and the next town?
I did not write that down.
Are we still? We're not still traveling to Arrow, are we?
You can be. So this is actually a really good decision point, because you guys are about halfway in between there and Oddball. So this is why you guys have to make the group decision of what do you want to keep doing. If you go to the north, right, you got to go all the way to Ashmoon, which is another port town. So you'd be getting to a port town eventually, to deal with the other sibling one way or the other. Or you can go to Oddball and start your adventures onto the next places.
So when you say oddball, you mean old ball, right? OLEBALL.
Yes, sorry, not Oddball. My bad. The print is small. O-Ball. I think I've been calling that thing Oddball forever, but it's definitely O-Ball.
So it looks like it's about, if we're halfway between Arrow and Old Ball, we're about 4 days or 3 days travel from Old Ball, and like a month's travel from Ashmoon, or a half month from Ashmoon.
Correct. Yep, that sounds about right. So, yeah.
Oh, ball it is.
So I'm gonna say Old Ball.
Okay. Obviously, Fulgash said wherever our handy dandy prince says he wants to go, we go. Lawrence?
Barry also wants to protect royalty.
Oh, giving me the swing vote. That's rude.
History check on O-Ball.
Okay, roll it.
Do. Critical.
Ah, you remember going to Obal as a young man when it was what but a small port village. More of a fishing village than a port, but, you know, that's where things would park from time to time. So Obal really is just that. It never really grew out of its small fishing town vibes, though it did become much bigger because it's one of the few ports on the Wildlands. But it is way more like a recreational spot than anything else. unlike the rest of the Wildlands, the people that visit there are relatively high class and go there for fun. There's lots of explorations. Think like Cancun style stuff in a port.
Oh, I was thinking that this was going to be like going to the safari and going and shooting lions.
They have stuff like that, yes.
Okay. So if there was another sibling, they would likely also be there.
I mean, maybe. Your last information that Moxie got was that one of the siblings was in Ashmoon with her husband. Or was she down south? There's one of them down south, too.
The newlywed and the husbands were down south.
Were they? Okay. Who's up north then? Sorry, trying to remember.
It was brother, I believe, that was up north. I don't remember which one.
Okay. No, we have the list. We can look at it later. So with the final decision resting on Profi's hand, he looks to the left, to the right. Not that that really matters, because that isn't the direction of either way that we would need to travel. And he seems to gander at what he wants versus what he needs. Thinking about which sibling he thinks would be an Ashmoon, he goes, well, I think it's more important for me to save the world than to become some kind of superpower. When the time is right, I can become emperor, but if there's no world to rule, or no people to rule, I should probably take the voice out, sorry. Then there's really no point for me to do evil, to do good, to do anything if the world ends. So, to Obal. Also, I hear it has fantastic food, and I am so hungry.
And that's the real reason.
Profi looks over to you and says, look, I know that would be a convenient thing to throw on top of this. I was just making a comment that I am hungry. But the first statement is also true.
Always save the world, heroes, da 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 da.
Instead of family murder, I think it's a better plot line. So our heroes start their journey to Obal. Sorry, and they get going. Let's do some rolls and some things, and I'll try not to murmur too much with this voice because I know it can be a little silly. That's the wrong type of dice. So you have less than a week's travel, which is nice, but you're still traveling in the Wildlands. Doesn't matter, you guys make it there no problem. It's 4 days of eat, sleep, rest, eat, sleep, rest, eat, sleep, rest for our heroes as they continue into Obal. So, upon seeing the gates of Obal, or the walls of Obal, I should say, there is a stark contrast to every other city you have seen in the Wildlands so far. Not only are the plants and things like that kept at bay by a magical wall of fire just on the outside of the wall, acting as if it was a moat of sorts. The walls themselves are made of a very highly polished marble, which you've seen before in the Wildlands because it's prevalent, but never polished. It's always just raw and kind of stuck into place. But these white walls outline miles around the city. And you can see the port, and it is a protected port. You know, there's no pirates getting in here. You can see naval vessels from the hill that you are approaching in on. The town itself is only a couple miles wide, but you can see tall towers and nice-looking things and stuff, even from a distance. Stuff plated in gold and silver and adorned in jewelry. The thief in Profi is excited. The noble in Profi goes, oh, yeah. That's normal, right? So, what do you guys want to do to get to the city? Anything special? Last minute Yahoo stuff in the forest, or just go straight to the city?
Well, if there's nothing in the way, Then I guess we're headed straight to town.
Straight shot. You can make it right there.
Does anybody have a mask or something I could put over my head, or am I just going back to dark cloak?
I could wrap you in mummy wraps.
You have a shawl. Shawl.
Is it just a regular shawl, or is it a magic shawl?
It's definitely magic. That's the only thing that was determined about it. Though you could make some kind of check to see if you can figure out what it does.
Yeah, I'll do that really quick. I'll make a. Let's go to Arcana check. This is gonna be fun.
Roll it.
You also can determine what kind of magic based off your ability because you're a wild magic person.
Yes, so I can determine what kind of magic it is, and then use Arcana to just figure out what it actually does.
Sure. So for the first part, to tell what kind of magic school it comes from, it is destruction magic.
Okay. And I rolled a 3 to figure out what it does.
You're 90% sure. Since it's destruction magic, it is a Shaw of Fireball. Basically, it turns your eyes into fireballs, and wherever you look, you'll shoot fireballs.
Well, that's not gonna work. I put that back in my bag, and I ask for some bandages.
There's a
Like to take a moment and wrap him up.
You do so. Go ahead and make a disguise check. Not that you need to roll high or anything. 'Cause you're not actually really disguising yourself. You're basically just covering yourself.
Okay,
And-
well, what is a disguise?
Really, just my
check?
face. Everything else I can cover with a cloak.
It goes under deception.
Okay, perfect. I got a 27.
Cloaks have hoods.
They do, but you can still see that my face is a skull.
You have 27 on your disguise.
Just as a fun reminder for you, that little image that he has on his actual picture going on right now, that's basically his actual face. In game. That's why he has that icon. Also, it's spooky season, so gotta wrap those skeletons. So, you
got a bone to pick with me?
So, with that being said, you guys wrap up what you're doing, and start to head out or head to the thing again with a 27. You said,
Yep.
Flawless. Can't see nothing, but he can see out of it just fine. No one's gonna freak out if they see him. Besides the fact that he's a monstrous creature thing wrapped in black leather. He still looks scary, but not as scary.
So
He
we
looks
have
like a
the
Dark
black
Souls
little
boss.
puppets now?
Yeah, he looks like a Dark Souls character. Or maybe a Bloodborne character is probably more appropriate. Put a cannon on his arm, call it good. So, you guys waddle, weedle your way up to the gates. And standing at the gates is the most beautiful half-orc you have ever seen in your life.
None of them are pretty.
Hello, gentlemen.
Really?
Really. How are you doing today?
Better now.
Huh. Well, I haven't heard that one in 6 months.
No one must have come through this gate for 6 months.
Well, no one unexpected.
That's fair enough.
In all seriousness, I believe we're having a pretty decent day now that we're here, and presumably don't have to fight a dragon or anyone evil.
You fought a dragon?
Yeah, it was a couple days ago, though.
And phase spiders.
I just realized.
Yeah, there were those two.
I just realized I didn't have the voice on. She looks around and looks back and says, "Phase spiders, dragons. You guys probably fought a Varrock. That means you guys were heading from Killstone then, yes?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The scout said something along those lines. We have a pretty accurate map of any of the major dangerous animals running around. So, interesting to see that that's why those ones disappeared. Anyway, you're in the city to do what? or would like to come in the city to do what?
Mainly passing through. We will probably seek passage on over the ocean.
Ooh, interesting. And you think you'll get an O-ball and be able to do that? Do you think?
I'm sorry, that one broke up. I couldn't understand that one.
She said, "Oh, really? You think you'll go through O-ball and do that?"
Well, that was the original
We're all boats
thought.
here.
Is there something preventing us from doing that?
Oh, I mean, besides that, everyone here overcharges for everything. And basically,
Oh, I wouldn't worry about overcharging.
no, you are of royal blood, are you? She kind of smiles, looking at the group. But then, let's see if her passive insight's high enough for this. It is. She looks over and sees Profi, who is not in a disguise anymore. And goes, "Oh." And then she looks over and sees Sir Gold Thistle and goes, "Oh! Oh! Oh! Never mind." Because if you guys remember, royalty is recognized by what they look like because of generational yada yada. We look very similar. Because we're related and whatnot. But also, Gold Thistle will have some kind of mark on him. Oh, sorry.
Roger.
I'll change the voice.
Roger, can you turn the voice off while you
I did.
explain this,
I did.
please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Is it distracting?
It's very hard to understand.
Is it really? That's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to change it later. Anyway, eventually I'll get these down because I really need people's feedback when I'm doing the stuff. I haven't had that. So, anyway.
It's cool, but it sounds like several of them need some fine tuning to sound.
Yeah.
A little tweak.
Little tweak here and there. All right, fair enough. I'll stop. I'll take a break from them for tonight. I think I played with them enough for the first hour. Hopefully the people that watch this don't go too crazy. Anyway, with all that being said,
Hereditary bloodline people look similar.
Right. Yeah. Family looks similar. So I might not. She might not know me directly, but I definitely look like the Emperor. If he was very young. Probably about the same of all of his portraits and so on and so forth. Whereas Gold Thistle has an you have a mark of identification basically on your clothing.
Yeah, I'm still wearing the nice fine robes.
Yes. And so she
I
recognizes...
still have a portrait of the first of your family that we killed with me, too.
Which is weird, but I'll allow it. No, just kidding. You guys will yada yada your way into the gates. Because you have two actual members of nobility with you. There's no like extra fees or annoyance or bureaucracy to get into the city. She just lets you right in. You're now in the city.
Nobody's getting her number? Not even the half
Is
orc.
there any chance I can flirt her up a little bit?
Of course! You just have to tell me, the DM, that you're not rushing along with everyone else. Everyone else! You have free range of the city, and I will round robin what you guys do. So we're going to start with Fulgash here. Fulgash, you are flirting with the front guard. Give me some rolls.
Somebody
some
else
checks.
actually spoke before I did that wanted to flirt.
Oh, is there anyone else trying to flirt with the pretty orc lady?
Oh, I was going to ask for her discretion. Like with a persuasion.
You don't need to. She goes, of course, sir.
And I slip her 6 gold pieces.
She takes so happily.
Younger, you were trying to flirt too, right?
No, I was not. I did not make that sound. I did not. I think it was Spain who said that.
But I'm definitely not trying to flirt.
I think they were just trying to hype you up there, Fulgash.
Oh, well, I'm going to try to flirt.
You can do so. Roll some kind of charisma. Or insight or something.
You want me to just do a straight charisma check?
No. Pick one. Stick with it.
Persuasion?
What are you persuading her to do?
Meet me for drinks after her shift.
Where? Where? Do you know where a bar is?
No, but I bet she does.
Okay. Go ahead. Make your persuasion check.
Can I wingman this and give him the help action?
He is walked off.
I got a 17.
A 17, you say?
Yes, sir.
So, what are your intentions as she tries to get a read on you?
I mean, it's the first beautiful half orc I've seen. Right now, I don't have intentions beyond getting to know her and having a couple of drinks.
Okay, that's an important qualifier. So there's no hidden motives behind your discretion besides you are trying to get to know her, as you state when talking to her. Turn off my camera, turn it back on, see if it refocuses a little better there. Wow, so much better. So you do so, and she seems to be agreeable. She goes, okay, well, you can meet me here, and she gives you a name of a bar. We'll call it the Emerald Eye. You will have to find this later because you have no idea where it's at, and she kind of tells you to move along. They got to shut the gates, and she has to stand outside them.
All right.
Moving on to Kettle, who is not actually Kettle yet because we haven't had that conversation. Though you have had 4 days, if we want to rewind really quick, to introduce your new name.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I've been thinking at night and such, and on one of our days of travel, I would have informed the party that I believe I should be called Ketal Keta Kutan, otherwise known as Kettle.
But why? Says Profi.
Because I need a new name, and I believe I remember this particular name meaning fear eternal.
Profi looks at you, shakes his head. Look, I know your first name wasn't that great, but you should stick with your first name. God. Whatever. I'll try and remember to call you Kettle. Or maybe something silly like Kiki.
The
Call you big and scary.
kids will love it before I terrify them.
Look out for Kiki! Oh my god! Hey, look who's calling the kettle black. It's the black robes, we swear.
Anyway, when I'm in town, I'm going to be looking for a mask.
A mask, like a party mask, or what kind of mask?
At first I'm going to be looking for a magical mask if I can find one. But if I can't find one, I will just look for a scary mask.
Okay, so you're gonna go to an item shop, specifically looking for a magical item shop?
Yes.
Alright, you know how to do this. Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, so close. That's a 19.
Total?
Yep, I have no pluses to intelligence,
That's
so
unfortunate for
it's a natural 19.
Natural 19 is still a good roll. Go ahead and roll me a D4 and a D6.
That is a 2 and a 5. 2 on the 4, 5 on the 6, obviously.
Okay. So you do find a magic item shop. And it is somewhat crowded. You see people going in and out and buying things and stuff like that. Which honestly is a little weird for a magic shop. Generally, magic shops might have people looking but not buying, and people are actually walking out of this thing with stuff. Which should tell you 2 things.
Bargains.
Maybe. But also, these people have money. Most people,
Yes.
you know, magic item shops, if they sell 1 item a year, they're rich, right? Which is what keeps them around and why people would like to own magic items, because if you can sell at least 1 every year, you're good to go. The second thing Well, maybe you'll figure it out and tell me in a minute.
Well, I browse the wares if I am not greeted by an attendant.
You are not greeted by an attendant. There does seem to be magical familiars, though, walking around that seem to be taking instructions. They look like they want to be some kind of dog, but they're some kind of fey dog-looking thing, small chihuahua-esque. And the customers seem to talk to the dogs and have them direct them to the appropriate areas.
I walk up to one of them and say, "Hello, I need a mask."
It immediately takes you to a corner of the shop.
Okay.
On the wall, you see seven masks. Yeah.
Are they labeled?
They are not labeled directly, like there's not a sign in front of each of them. They all look to be different. Do you want to use your magical detectability? Because that makes this section almost pointless.
Yes.
You do so. 5 of them produce no magic whatsoever, but the other 2 do. And one of them appears to have some kind of alteration magic, and the other one has a divination spell or attachment or whatever you want to call it.
I will ask the familiar what these 2 do.
The familiar looks at you and walks away.
I assume he is grabbing someone to explain.
You can assume. A little while later, a young gnome comes your way. We're talking, not even out of their teenage years. So basically a baby. Walks over and okay, I know I said I wouldn't use the voices, but I'm using one more, sorry. Hey, mister, how can I help you?
Well, hello there. I am trying to ascertain what these 2 masks do.
Oh, okay. Well, they're just pretty, right? Can you bring them down for me? I can read them for you.
I bring them down to the level of the small person.
You do so. So picking up the 2 that do things, he looks at the tag and goes, "Oh, this one, make sure you make good decisions even while intoxicated." And this one says, it makes other people think you're funnier? Yeah, that's what it says. I could get my brothers to make sure.
No, that's okay. Do you know how much the price for the one that makes you make good drunk decisions does?
275 gold is what it says. And she points to it.
275 gold.
Yes.
Okay. Who is the owner? Who do I pay?
Well, I can take you to the front and you can pay me.
Do you have the ability to negotiate prices? Or negotiate barters?
No, but I can get someone who does, I guess.
That would be helpful.
Okay, follow me.
I follow.
As you make it to the front and whatnot, you see the small gnome scurry to the back, and what looks to be a considerably older gnome pops out. Full grown, this one for sure. Maybe not quite an adult in gnome years, but pretty darn close. How can I help you?
Hey, I was looking at this particular mask, and your younger coworker over here informed me that it was 275 gold. for this mask that supposedly lets you make good decisions while drunk. Now, it's not super useful to me, other than as a mask for my mutilated face, which I currently have to cover with bandages that get wet and moldy and things like that. And I suppose I could grab a regular mask over there, but we're in high society, and when in Rome, I was just wondering if you would perhaps like to barter for something else along with gold to maybe lower the price of this so I can keep some gold in my pocket. Just because we're rich doesn't mean we can't be cheap. But yeah, I was wondering if maybe I could trade a picture of royalty, this figurine I have. I have no idea what it actually does. It's magical in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, I will give 200 gold and one of these items if you would wish.
Sir, I'm gonna make a polite suggestion. This is not the town for bartering. Pay what things cost and call it good. No one will make deals here, across the board. This isn't me being rude or impolite. That's just how things work here. They've been spoiled by nobles way too long. And any sort of mention of bartering outside of the appropriate places where it's, a fun peasant thing to do, is basically seen as an insult and will get you kicked out of most places. You're obviously not from around here, so I'm going to warn you now. But other people might not be so kind. They might even take it the opposite way and charge you more.
That's good advice. Thank you. I do appreciate that advice. Can I sell things to you?
Well, depends on what you're selling. I know Bossman McGee, my daddy-o, does not generally buy stuff outside of his normal supply routes, but, you're part of the wild lands. Every once in a while you'll find something that is, how we'll say, priceless, that we're willing to pay a price for.
Understood. Thank you very much for your time. Also, out of character. Did we divide up the gems and stuff? Because I have no gold loot from any of our encounters. I only have my starting gold.
And have 570 gold pieces.
Oh, wow. Then I don't need to barter at all.
You also have 390 platinum.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Demas made sure y'all had money. You didn't write it down. That's on you.
Well, no one ever told me my loot.
Bastard! I told you earlier.
I think
Today.
I think I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure it's in chat.
Assumed that I didn't have any loot.
We have talked about it in sessions where you were gone, so no biggie.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pay for it outright then.
You do so. You want the one that helps you make better decisions even while drunk?
Yes.
You do so. So the mask itself is a gold laced inward. So the inside part is gold for some reason. The outside part is a purple, what looks to be, it's a type of bird, like not a raven or anything like that.
Like an owl.
Like a swallow. Like an owl. Think we going basic? No, swallow. So it's got a very sharp pointed beak and very large would-be eye holes that are covered by a material that basically for normal people would make sure people can't see your eyes, but you can see out really well.
Okay.
But you have a purple barred face.
Good drunk decision.
So just as a side note, the being drunk is just even if you are drunk, not that you have to be drunk.
Ah. Anyway, I am going to find a dark alley somewhere to take my hood off and put this on.
You do so. While you're doing so, we're going to cut scene to our next character, Lawrence. Oh, excuse me, sorry. What are you doing?
Do I see any guards on patrol?
Yes. This is like you're in London. There are guards on every corner of various races. They all look semi-pristine, like they haven't gotten to a fight in quite some time. Everyone's prim and proper. There's actually a surprising amount of happy-looking people, which is probably something you guys haven't seen in a while. Going into this town is like going into... Oh, what's the name of that town from Shrek?
My character's actively getting sick.
What? Why? Dumont?
Happiness.
Whatever. Anyway, I'll remember it later. Someone say it in the comments on YouTube, please. So you're there. It's pleasant. There's people there, and it's very, very apparent that most of these people are well off. Maybe not all of them are nobles, but you can pretty much guarantee all of them are A, traveling, and B, they have money.
High society.
Like a whole town of it. Yeah, outside of the royal capital.
Well,
Not necessarily unheard of, but rare.
I approach the closest guard.
The guard turns to you and says, "Sir, how can I help you?" Recognizing your clothes, he seems to friendly up relatively quickly.
Yes, I'd like to seek audience with your local lord or lady.
No, you should know Oddball has no lords or ladies to avoid any kind of propriety amongst the lords and nations. The only one in charge here is the Emperor, or Emperor-to-be, I should say, at this point.
Yes.
This town has always been run by its merchants. Its stores are all individualized. They pay their taxes separately. The guards around here are personal security that is paid for by town donations and whatnot. There's no one officially in charge, sir. Unofficially, I could take you to the guard captain. He's probably the most steady position, but basically families rotate in and out of the quote-unquote in charge position via donations every year. So I would not suggest talking to them. Also, I don't think they're actually in the city currently.
Yes. Who is the wealthiest shipmaster in the city?
The wealthiest shipmaster? In the city. Well, so thinking about it, the wealthiest shipmaster probably on a boat right now. But Flyfish, he's a old elf that's been here for most of this town's inception. Is probably the quote-unquote richest. Would you like me to... Well, he looks at you and says, "I would introduce you, but I'm over here tonight and I can't walk down to the docks until I'm relieved. But if you go to the docks and ask for Flyfish, someone might be able to direct you, but he might not even be in port right now. It's the middle of, it's the middle of the day. He's probably out there catching fish with some yahoos."
All right. I appreciate your time, sir.
Of course.
And I begin to head that way.
You head towards the ocean, which you will note. What's your passive perception?
13.
13. As you travel towards the ocean, you don't get that normal, like, smelly fish smell. Like, it smells like ocean, but not like harbor. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
Smells like you're at the ocean, but there's not like a bunch of dead crab and fish smell.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Though, as you approach, it does look like they are cleaning guts and everything else like you would at a normal harbor. The harbor seems to be a large or long 3-pier system that has just been gradually extended to be a ridiculous distance. So if the town's 2 miles wide, this harbor is probably at least a mile with 100, maybe 200 feet in between each dock. The docks themselves are probably 20, 30 feet wide. So it's a lot of material that's just out into the ocean. And you'll notice about 20 feet away from the would-be start of the harbor that it basically starts to bow and bend with the ocean's movements. Not a lot, mind you, but enough to like react to rising and falling tides and things like that. Someone designed it very, very well, it looks like. Or very poorly, in case of a tsunami. So, you're at the harbor.
All right. As I get there, what kind of people closest to me do I see?
Well, closest, if you're on the street, you're going to see people that look touristy, doing touristy things. You'll see fishermen that are dealing with nets and things like that, or cutting fish up. You see people that are just relaxing, casting poles into the water off the dock. And again, with how long it is, you can get to a really deep part of the ocean, a mile, mile and a half out. So there's plenty of people just on the dock fishing as it, rotates in the waves. You will note something interesting that you probably haven't seen a lot of in a lot of harbor systems is metal rails. They're not everywhere, but it looks to be every 20 or so feet there's a metal rail for something. Also, in between the rail and the dock is a ladder that's attached to the rail itself. So if someone were to fall off, they could swim to the ladder, kind of thing. And or boats can dock too. And you'll notice that the harbor is about half full.
See, I will approach one of the people casually fishing.
You do so, and a very sloshed-looking human, probably in his mid-60s, looks up at you and smiles and says, "Can I help you, son?"
Yes, sir. I heard of a man named Flyfish in the area.
Yeah, Flyfish.
Could you point me in the right direction?
He points down the dock. He says, "He's there somewhere."
Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome. Reels his rod a little bit.
I'll move a little further down.
You do so. Do you go down the dock, or are you staying along the harbor?
Farther into the dock.
You go down the dock. Which of the 3 docks do you go down? The man pointed to we'll say the third dock. So 1, 2, 3.
I'll take the man's advice, even though
You do so, and you start heading down the dock. Do you just start asking random people if you can find what's his face?
If there is, say, someone who looks like their profession is on a boat and they're not busy.
That's a hard quantifier. You're getting a percentile roll for that one. The first person you walk to, you go up and say, "Hey, I'm looking for Flyfish." And they turn around, look at you, and go, "Ah, he's right here." And he literally turns around, and right behind him is an old-looking elf that it's elf, yeah. That has like 6 fishing poles that he's kind of just holding on to and moving, and all the poles have fish on them. There's a small crowd of people gathered around him, clamoring to get their poles and to get their fish and get going. He seems to be arguing with them about, you pay me and then you can have your poles back. As the person that you talk to goes back to holding out what looks to be a hat or a sack that's been opened up to collect money. And begrudgingly, several of them do so and put money in the hat. They then grab their pole and their fish and take off. After about 20 minutes of haggling and getting the prices right and so on and so forth, he is free and not busy, as you specified earlier. He looks at you and says, you've been waiting here for a while for me. How can I help you, friend?
Well, I don't want to disturb anyone's workday. I'm trying to secure ship's passage.
Ship's passage to where?
Out of character, where are we going?
Out of character. So, the ports that you can head to from Odball are Djinn, Chimera, Troy, Ishala, Brendan, and Lizard Tooth.
Which one's closest to our goal?
So your goal is just the other continent currently, because you do not know where the quote-unquote Druid's Burial Ground is. That's going to be an adventure all on its own in getting to that. You don't know if it's in the north or in the south or where it is. Yeah, I was going to say, they didn't even, like...
Direct route?
Say what?
Direct route to the continent?
So it's an equidistance thing between Troy and Djinn. D-J-I-N. And Troy is spelled like the Greek city.
Okay, so in character. Either Troy or Djinn, sir.
He goes, well, that's an important distinction. What kind of trouble are you getting into, mister?
Just me and my companions need a way to cross.
So you're not bringing any...
Whichever port you're more comfortable with, sir.
Well, the thing is, I don't leave this port. I make my money here. But I do know a transport captain, or two, or most of them, that I can... If I know what kind of trouble you're bringing / doing, I can get you to the appropriate captain for the right price. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Good. I'm glad you understand. So, how much trouble is your friend group getting into? Because I assume you're not going for a boat on your own. I mean, you could be. That'll just make your price way cheaper. Not for me, of course.
No trouble at all.
None? So would you like it to be a pleasure cruise, or are you trying to get there quickly? Or a little something in between?
Quickly.
Quickly? Okay, quickly. How many people are you traveling with?
5.
5, I see. Are any of them royalty or nobility like yourself? Or are they your guards and handy maidens and things like that?
They are compatriots, you could say. I'm the only royal.
Make your deception roll.
You're traveling with at least 2 nobles.
Well, I don't have...
One is an object, though, so...
It is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You think you lied pretty well, but he looks you in the eye and says, "You don't have to lie to me. I'm just trying to find you the right boat."
I don't want any trouble, sir.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I just want accurate information, and I can tell you're not quite being honest.
I have my reasons. Uh, something fairly safe and quick.
Safe and quick. That's all you care about? Not comfort, not luxury, not you're going to complain and cut off people's heads if they're not happy by the end of the journey.
You raised some great points.
I know I do. I've been doing this a long time. So, be honest. Tell me how many there are.
But
We'll just
then,
assume
sir,
they want to be comfortable.
yes, 5 of us, and we do wish to be comfortable.
Okay. Specifically, how many can be treated not so nice?
Well, everyone should be treated nicely.
No. Sorry, let me clarify. If there were people to be thrown off the boat, who would we not throw off? If there are people that have to go overboard because they're worth less than the people that are nobility, who we throwing off? If you're not in that group, then you should be able to tell me who the heck would we be thrown off if there was trouble.
Oh. Well, there's at least 2 that shouldn't be thrown off. At least 2 that I know of.
Yourself included? Or 2 others?
I don't know, out of character. I don't know about the royal position of third
Mozek.
person, right?
Mozek. Okay, I mean that's fair
Yes.
enough. He doesn't really go around yelling that he's royalty like the rest of us, but he definitely is. Just in like a weird delayed uncle version. He's like a duke or something. Duke 17 times removed. But
I'm like somebody's great grandfather,
exactly.
and I'm still alive though.
But I'm still here, baby. Actually, would you be a grandfather? Because didn't they get you like right when you turned an adult?
They got me when I turned 100.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you're an elf though, right? Or were an elf?
Mm-hmm.
So 100 for an elf is barely an adult. Which, if you have had kids, I forget just for in/out of character. Did you? I know you volunteered for the thing, but was it like a last minute thing, or was it something that you like prepared for your whole life?
It was like a prep. It was so not my whole life, but near the last 10 years.
Okay, so you saw it coming. You could have had time to sire and heir, and all that stuff would have been done.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Just had to make sure. So, and going back to Lawrence here, you're definitely not counting them. So you're like, look, there's 2 of us that if other people gotta go, it cannot be us. Because that makes sense. I can understand that. So it's you and one other person I gotta worry about. Great. Give me till the end of the day. Meet me at the Flaming Crab. It's a restaurant. And I will introduce you to the best captain for the job. Maybe even 2 of them, and you can whittle your way down. But before I do, I'm going to need a little bit of compensation to gather them up and meet them there. And you're going to have to pay for dinner. Does that sound fair?
No problem at all.
Good. So.
How much are you asking for?
Let's see. What you need. How long it'll take me. 7,000 gold. No? Not gonna bite on that one? Darn it. Thought I'd try. No, I can do the research for about 70 gold. That's it. That's a fair price.
Sounds good. And thank you for your time, and I give him 100.
Oh, someone thinks they're balling. Very nice, very nice. Now, do you give him 100 gold or do you give him 10 platinum?
100 gold just to spare myself the wait.
Interesting. Good choice. You're like, this just makes my load lighter. Ho You do so without any issue because it's not hard. And he takes off and bids you farewell and so on and so forth. Next, Marzex.
Yes, yes. I am also going to a dock,
Okay.
but I would like to go to a dock that looks like it is importing goods as opposed to fishing.
Well, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. Again, a lot of the boats here seem small and personalized. There's not a ton of supplies, though you do see supplies coming down the docks.
Okay. Investigation. Well, I can tell you I didn't find it.
Give me a number. Let me know.
A 1.
Critical.
Found the 1.
Fail. Do you have negatives in that skill by chance?
I have 0.
Okay, so straight up actual 1.
Yeah.
The dirtiest of critical fails. So sad. So you get about 100 feet off land, and you start quivering, almost uncontrollably. Your body
Like
seems
100 feet down the dock.
Yep. Your body seems to fight you going any farther into the ocean on such unstable ground. You don't know if this is a survival instinct or a manifestation of your curse, but it is very difficult to continue moving down the dock any further.
I see. Then I will head to the shoreline where the dock is connected to.
You do that, so you walk back to the harbor and start walking down the shoreline.
I look around.
Okay.
I pull some linen out,
Okay.
and I take it into... actually, not my linen. I take my... I have strainer yarn of some kind.
Okay.
I'll find it in a little bit. And I tie it to the bone nub of my familiar, my crawling claw.
Okay.
And I throw it I sling it into the ocean. I'd say, go find me things.
So you go.
And I'm fishing using a crawling claw.
You do so.
Not for objects.
Okay.
In hope of objects.
Okay. All right. Which crawling claw did you yeet?
I used the one that changes to big to small.
Okay. So, as soon as you throw it out there and it hits the water, you notice it starts floating, and then suddenly it grows bigger and then sinks.
Nice.
We'll come back to you after your fishing is done. Profi! Profi's having a great time. Do. He's gonna dance. I'm making friends. A whopping 7 7? Sorry, I'm trying to read here. Yes, a 7. Plus my 13
Oh,
is
shit.
an actual 20. So I make a secondary history check of this place because I'm trying to remember the last time I came here for something, and I succeed successfully. I remember a pretty good understanding of the map and where to go and so on and so forth, so Profi's just off having a ball, reliving childhood memories of one of the fun places he went when he was a child. Let me turn off my camera really quick so if here died. So Profi's just going around and he's gonna gain an inspiration point. As a side note, if you have any bardic inspiration points, they're gone. And it's so sad. That's all Profi does. He is inspired by nostalgia. Jumping to Fulgash on our second way around the city. Will we push the story forward, or will there be more flirting? Fulgash, it is you. You are muted. I can skip you if need be.
I assume that I still have some time until I'm supposed to meet her.
You can assume that, yes, you have a little bit of time before you have to go meet her. Just for gameplay reasons, for keeping things moving, we're gonna go only 3 rounds in the city before we are forced out, basically. This is your downtime actions. Everyone's getting 3.
All right.
And your last
Then
one's
I'm
gonna be the
gonna-
date thing, for sure.
Excellent. Crap. I wanted to replace my horse.
You should do it on the other side of the ocean.
That or find
That's kinda
something
what I'm
that
thinking.
can swim like a trained shark. Get you a dolphin. That has
A giant
legs.
seahorse.
Giant, yes.
I don't think I really have anything to do here. I mean, I was under the assumption that because I was gone, I didn't get any loot. So,
This do be true.
yeah, there's not much I can do with 300 gold. So
Maybe you go gamble and make sure you can pay for dinner or something along those lines.
dinner's going to cost more than 300 gold.
Who knows? Maybe. You've never been to this place. And I mean, to requester, you are going to a bar, not necessarily dinner. So maybe it won't take 300 gold. But if the people and how this place looks are any indication, that might be a thing.
All right, I'll go gamble.
Yes, he picks gambling. Anyone else would like to join their friend at the gambling table as your secondary actions?
Nope.
You could have taken me, but I'm sorry, I'm fishing.
It's not against the law in this town, so
It's not hard to find
Hello.
a thing. So, Lord Barrymore, after you have successfully rounded up who you think to be candidates for the thing, you're going to go spend some money. Is that what I'm hearing? You're going to go to the tables?
try to make some money.
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds that way.
Cool. Because Profi just being nostalgic and having fun, he will accidentally run into you guys and join up and see what happens. Because why not? So we will jump to
I
Kettle
relay
and the
to
other
him.
two in a little bit. So you guys find what looks to be a small gambling den relatively easy. It's not super hidden or anything like that. There's no shady part of this town, but everyone around here just looks a little bit dangerous. Whether they're dressed up or not is up to you. Does anyone have a high intimidation area? Or intimidation, yada yada? Sorry, not intimidation. Sorry, insight. Anyone got a high insight?
Mine's a +7.
So you have an 17 natural?
Yeah, passive would be 17. Yeah.
Okay, that's way better than me. Fogash?
No, I have a +1 to my insight.
Okay, so you and Profi are just kind of like, these guys could be dangerous. Something's going on here. And Gold Thistle says they're all paid actors, baby. They acting tough. At least that's what I think. Cannot confirm, but that's what I feel. So on and so forth. So, I'm going to flip the camera around. What kind of game do you guys want to play?
I forgot which one I was proficient with.
So, you can play some kind of cards, some kind of battle arena, or some kind of dice game.
Did you say Battle Arena?
Yes, you basically be betting on something fighting.
You're watching cockfights and betting on who's winning.
But
More or less.
but not me fighting?
No.
All right. Well, I have dice proficiency, so I'll hit up the dicing tables.
Okay. Does anyone go with him, or will he be the only one?
I'm not sure what my game proficiency is, if I have one or not. I do not. I'll go with the dice as well.
All right. Profi says, I'm going to go hit up cards, because I can't lose. So,
That's why I didn't go to cards.
where are we going here? Dice. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the dice game to play with you guys. So, do you guys have dice with you on hand?
Yes.
Yes.
Not like a full set of D6s, but yes, I have dice.
Okay. Do you have more than 2
Oh, yeah.
To what?
D6s?
No, I have one.
Oh, well, that's going to make this very difficult. Okay, so I got to find a game that has... Do you have any doubles of any of your dice, or just have one set?
I got 2 D10s.
That'll have to work. So, you are going to be playing a variation of Liar's Dice with several other people. So there's going to be 5 people rocking this game with you. I'm going to roll the other people's stuff, so on and so forth. You guys don't have to show your stuff or camera screens or anything like that. I'm just going to, because it makes my life easier for rolling stuff out. So, to win a round of this, you have to beat the previous opponent's score. Now, the tricky part is, you would do so without being able to see your opponent's score. So they just got to tell you a number, and you have to either call them out as a liar or believe them and roll higher. If you call them out and are wrong, you lose whatever your bet is, and it restarts. If you call them out and they're a liar, they lose their bet. And when they run out of money in this pool of, let's say, 100 gold per person, then they're out. You can go on from there. So there's 500 gold at stake here. Excuse me, sorry. In the pot. You all get to bet anywhere between 1 and 100 every single round. So, we got orange dice, clear dice, and red dice are your opponents. The order of march is orange, clear, red. Do you guys want to be placed in between or on one side of each other? Where do you guys want to be? I'm going to just mark you with your dice.
I'll go in between.
Okay, which 2 would you
Between
like
as
to go
well.
in between?
Right there. That's where I'll go.
Okay. All right, and then handy dandy Gold Thistle. Do you want to be in between these guys? Because you can go anywhere. They're basically just sitting in the circle.
The other gap.
Okay, you take the other gap. So, Enemy friend, enemy friend, enemy friend. So on a plus note, until you eliminate this guy, you guys won't be stealing each other's money. So, dun, 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 dun. Here, I'm going to enlarge the screen on my end since you guys all have your stuff off. So people can see the dice a little bit better. So, this is where your DM is going to trust you not to lie to me. IRL. When you are making or calling your bluff, you can lie and do things like that, but when you actually call it out, I need the truth. We good? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Good.
Okay.
I never flub. Just ruins the game.
Okay, so I need something to cover this with. You can use that plate, but I don't want to.
So this is me and the first guy up first.
Yep, this is the first guy up first. And to hide the rolls, I will leave them under a light. There we go. Can you guys see that whatsoever? And then I can pull the light. Haha. Nice. Okay. That'll work. Not well, but it'll work. Because I can read it. Alright, first roll. Into the light we go. Okay, so he tells you he rolls a you always take the highest number, even if on the percentile die, it's different, okay? So, highest number, lowest number is how you always read your dice. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, and then pairs or doubles beat everything else. So like a 22 is better than a 56 or a 90.
But a 33 is better than a 22.
Correct. And then double zeros is the best. You can't do better than that. And if you get double zeros, you call that one out. I don't know. What kind of fun term do you guys want to call that? We'll call it lights out. If you guys get lights out, which is the 100, all zeros, you automatically win everyone's bet, not just the person behind you. Okay, so first guy bets 25 gold. What do you bet? There, Full Gash.
I'll match his 25.
Ooh, brave choice. All right, third man drops it down to 2 gold.
I'll bet 100.
Ooh, he bets all or nothing in. Everyone at the table just looks at you like you're crazy. But he goes on, and the last guy goes, I'll do 25 as well. So, first guy looks at his hands, and he goes, 52. He's the first hand. He's probably not lying. Full Gash, you'll either need to say pull to reveal the dice or say I'll roll. And then obviously roll.
I'll roll.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll your number.
Sorry.
$11.
So double ones.
Yes.
Okay. He goes, I roll how smart this man is. He goes, fine, I'll take it. He smiles and says, double nines.
Oh.
Was that a poll, Lawrence?
Oh, sorry, that was Lawrence's thing? My bad.
Yeah, remember, you guys are going in a circle. Basically, once you get picked up, you're safe.
I think he's lying.
So pull it.
Yes.
You pull it. He is lying. It's a 90.
Oh,
He loses 2 whole gold.
damn it.
It's your turn.
Can I roll 2d10s?
2d10s.
Or should I roll percentile when I do 10?
So roll 2d10s and it's highest number, lowest number. It acts like a percentile, but you always take the highest number. So whatever.
96.
96 off the bat. The dude on the far side that bet 25 gold is flabbergasted. Oh, also, just so you know, once you get pulled or lied, the bets stay in until everyone is out of money. So he'll get skipped from here on out. Let's see here. So, dude over here. So you said 96?
Yes.
He goes, well, that's a rough roll to start with, but let's go. Ooh, this looks pretty good on Delight. He goes, no way, 55. Goes over to you, sir.
Oh, the other NPC, doesn't it?
The NPC just rolled.
What about no? So there was 3 NPCs plus us.
Oh no, you're right.
So that last NPC goes to the other NPC.
You're right. Sorry. This dude's not gonna believe it. There's no way you got double 5s off the second roll. The reveal? They are 55. The man curses at the end. Son of a... Throws his dice for a second. Goes to retrieve them as he has lost 25 whole gold. Alright. First rolling with our handy dandy Folgash. Lawrence, you will be next.
All right.
So a 0 is just a 0?
Yeah, well, so you always say your lowest number second. So it bumps anything up to like a 90, a 60, a 50, or whatever. If you get a...
Okay, so I rolled a 7 and a 0.
Okay.
Or a 70 and a 0.
Right, so then it's just 70.
Okay.
I know you're using a percentile die, but don't worry about that second 0 on the dice.
Okay.
It's just act as if it's another normal D10. So, you
Gotcha.
say you got a 70. All right. Looking at your fellow player character, and him telling you what the dice roll is, do you take it or do you call him a liar? Now, just as a side note, the advantage to lying at the start is so you can start the number off higher, so it is harder for other people later. So there is a chance that people will lie at the beginning.
I'll take his word for it. This round.
A safe choice, nonetheless. All right, so you think you can roll higher than a 70?
Try. And but I can say it's something else, right?
Correct.
I'll say it's an 83.
You say it's an 83. Yeah, the insight on the dude next to you says, pull it.
It's a 10.
You lose all your gold, and this man looks ecstatic. He's just made 75 gold, win, lose, or draw this round. You are out of the competition entirely. You bet your pool. You can join in next round if there's another round, though. We probably won't, just for time's sake. Jumping down to... so, you are pulled from the thing. You can go and try and bet other money somewhere else, or you can watch. Your choice. Lawrence.
Oh, I guess I could go bet on a fight.
Okay, you go to the fights. We'll jump to that in a minute. All right, so where's that? Sorry. Next guy's roll. The start of his roll. Well, those look really cool under light. I hope you couldn't see that. All right, so he says 70. It's just you and him.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
Double ones.
Double ones. He shakes his head. I hate doubles. All right, well, I ain't got much to lose. Let's roll it. He smiles and says, double fours. You can pull him, or you can try and outroll him.
Pull.
You pull him! You were a good choice. It's a 94. He goes, dang it, I misread my dice. Next time. So, you being the final winner of that round, you got your money from the people that you earned. So you earned 2 sets of 25?
He earned 152 gold.
Well, it's not from everybody. It's just from the people he beat. So he just should have just earned 50 gold. Our handy dandy friend Lawrence will have 2. I guess, Lawrence, you're not technically out because you won 2 gold from that one guy.
Oh.
You're still technically in because winnings in the bet are totally different. So your pool of money changes every round. You could stay in indefinitely if you're, smart.
Right.
But don't worry, these NPCs are about to get real dumb.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
jumping over to the start all over again, the betting begins with Orange again. And he goes, man, F it, 50 gold. You make my money back. It then goes to our final winner last round. Fogash.
I'll match his 50 gold.
You'll match his 50 gold. He looks at you and is just like, you just copied me the whole time. I see how it is. The man who bet 2 gold screams and yells and goes, 92 gold! I'm going to win everything.
And I have 2 to throw in, yes?
You do. Would you like to bet both of them or just one and guarantee you can keep playing?
Just one.
You do so! So, the thing with this game, right, is if other people bet high, you have a chance of winning big. But if someone gets that lights out, they win the entire rounds, regardless of what you bet or not. So, betting low is always safer than anything else, but it's not as fun. Traditionally. The last man who won last time says, I'll bet another 25. That was a good bet last time. Because you can only lose what you bet. But you play until you're out of gold. So, depends on how much time you want to spend. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so, first one up is Orange. He smiles, shakes his head, and goes, 85. Going over to Fulgash, can you beat an 85?
I don't know. Let's roll.
All right, you say roll it. Look, there's my elbow.
$90.
90. Good roll. Barely sneaking by. All right, so the NPC looks at you, makes an insight check. Actually, it's not an insight check. It is a. He says, "I don't believe you. Pull it."
What?
Pull it.
All right.
Is it actually a 90?
It is actually a 90.
He is furious, so angry, just the most mad. He gets up. This is for 2 rounds. I lost 2 rounds. I was supposed to win everything. Ah! You've won 90 something gold.
92.
The wrong camera.
98. He bet everything. Oh, thank you for confirming that. I do appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, he's out, so we're jumping over to our handy dandy Lawrence, who bet 1 gold. Go ahead and roll your dice.
All right. 62.
62. Your NPC next to you goes, I can beat that. He looks over and says, "Ought 3s. Sorry, I mean 3s. It goes over to the other NPC, who's still in. Who says, I can beat ought 3s. Ought 6s. Goes to our handy dandy half orc.
Double 3s and double 6s?
Yep.
I'm going to pull on those double 6s.
Good pull. You go, son of a gun. You win his 50 gold. He's looking a little salty. It's your turn to roll.
$32.
Ooh, low. That's easy things. Lawrence, your turn.
All right.
That's like the lowest roll you can get, I think.
94.
Yeah, I think that like 10. 10 is the lowest roll you can get in this system. Anyway, 94.
Yes.
All right. Man next to you looks around and goes, "Oh, I believe the heck out of you. You ain't a liar. Not with your 1 gold." He goes, I'm gonna beat a 90. Double 5s.
Ah.
The other NPC is out, so it goes to full gash. Full gash, double 5s.
I believe him. I'm going to roll.
Okay, you gotta beat double 5s. Lawrence, it's on you. On pulling or not, once he rolls.
I guess I'll roll.
Okay.
10.
Is that what you say in character?
In character, I'll say it's. What was his again?
Double 5s.
I'll say it's double 6s.
Okay. So, just as a side note, I'm gonna roll insight to see if he catches that. But go ahead and don't tell me what you actually roll until after that's pulled or not, because I don't actually need to know if you're lying or not until afterwards. So only need to know
Right
if
on.
they say pull it. Oh man, that was a good insight check too. He says, "Oh man, I thought you weren't a liar." Pulls your thing. He goes, "Give me your gold." He looks annoyed that he even had to take it from you. All right, it goes to him. goes. 95. Strong start. Strong start. Fogash, it's just you and him again.
Pull it.
You pull it off the start. He takes your money. He wins 50 more gold. He goes, oh my goodness. Whoo! I love it. This is great. Money good, money good. That's the round. Take your winnings. Get your new numbers. So we have one contestant completely out. One contestant that's down to a whopping 25 gold. One contestant that's way up, sitting at like 200 gold. And then we have wherever you're at, Fogash, and one character that's at 1 gold. So, starting at the end at 25, he goes, whatever, I'll risk my last 25. Fogash, what are you betting?
Hold on now, I'm confused.
Yes.
Because we had the one guy that went out in the first round,
Uh-huh.
right?
So that was Lawrence, and Lawrence bet 100, but he won 2 while playing, so he kept a pool of 2 afterwards. Because what you bet and what your pool is are different.
I was confused because I thought somebody else went out completely in the first round.
Someone went out this round, the dude right next to you, on the inside between you and Lawrence. He's out. So it's now just red dice at the end, orange dice on the outside, and you two in the center. 1 gold, 200 something gold, wherever you're at, and 25 gold.
Didn't I pull on that guy that bet 92 gold and he lost?
That was the guy in the center.
And the guy in front of me lost his 50 to me also this round.
Correct.
So that's 2 of them that are gone.
No, he's still got money. He's lost 75. He's down to 25.
I took Oh, you're right.
And he's betting it this round. So he's all in, basically.
Okay. So I beat the guy that had 92 in the end.
98. I don't know where we got 92 from. I think Younger said it, but he was 98. He's gone. Don't worry about him. He went from like nothing at all to everything so he could make all of his money back. Which is a terrible tactic in this game, but I'm not playing these characters the smartest. Because they're drunk.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just confused about the placement of monies. It's fine. I'll go.
Okay, what are you betting? That's all I need to know.
50.
50, okay. Big number. Lawrence, are you betting your last gold coin or bowing out respectfully and tossing it to the pile?
I will bow out respectfully and toss it into the pile.
Wow, okay. You're out. So you take the gold and just throw it in the pile, and you say whoever wins the most gold this round can have my coin. Which is a fair and polite tactic to pull out on.
I wasn't so lucky.
The other one who has 200 gold is going to go, I'm going to bet 50 and match you because you're the highest bet currently. Which means our 25 here has the quote-unquote room advantage because he's betting the least amount of gold, but he's also all in currently. He's starting off. He goes 53. Fogash, you're up.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
$94.
94. Let's see how this guy on the end feels about that. Fine, I'll try and outroll that. Sorry, I gotta switch dice here. Woohoo! 94, tie. Goes to the other NPC. Other NPC's like, you're a gosh dang liar. The man smiles and says, you got me, boss. You got me. 93. Pulls out. He loses his 50 gold to the man that was at 25. 25 guy's like, woo! Still alive, baby! It's his turn. He starts off. 86.
I'll roll.
Okay.
Uh, 87.
He goes, "You're a liar and a scoundrel."
And he's right.
He's right. He goes, 100 gold this round. Ha ha! I'll take it. Someone walks over and says, "Gentlemen, please switch your spots." So, you have a choice here. You guys can just rotate one, or you can rotate like that. Where would you like to go? You're currently in the middle.
I'll rotate to the end.
Okay. So you let this guy you let this guy continue being first?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, next round, bets. He's going to go 50. He's going big. He just won some. And then he's also going to go 50 because he still has plenty. Where are you going?
I'll do 50.
You go 50. All right, cool. Everyone does 50. First dice roll. 51. Man says, "Oh, I can beat that." Next one. 56. He looks at you.
I can beat that.
Okay.
Somebody just dropped.
57.
57. Apparently, I got to move it along. Spain needs to go. It has been about 40 minutes of dice here. You guys got to speed it up. How much? 57. He says, "You're a liar and a scoundrel."
That's why I dropped
All
out.
right.
Okay. The final round. Everyone, the dealer man goes over and says, "Gentlemen, you're taking too long. You must bet it all or leave."
I'm out.
You're out? You say you're just going to take your winnings and go?
Take my losses and go, yeah.
Okay, you do so. So, you should actually still be ahead, yeah?
Nope.
No? Oh, that's rough. So you have less than 100 gold on your account?
Huh?
You entered with 100 gold. So if you are at more than 100
Yes.
gold in your thing, okay.
I'm leaving with 50 gold when I came in with 100.
Oof, rough. Okay, well, they continue going without you. Profi, on the other hand, let's see how he did. Dice roll. Profi's great. Don't even play games with Profi. It's like he's cheating. Which is funny from a rogue, because he probably should be cheating, but we're just going to say good luck. Nice. Okay. Well, what you lost, your friend gained. He gained a whopping 95 gold at the card tables. This is, not terrible. But where he was playing at was chump change. The character. We move on to the next event, which should have been our handy dandy big man. So we'll skip him and go to Marzex for now. Marzex, thank you for waiting so patiently.
I was fishing.
You were fishing. Go ahead and roll me a, let's see here. What would be an appropriate roll for this?
Oh, also my hand can swim 40 feet.
Nice. That's important. Oh man, let's do a survival check. Survival sounds like a good choice. I'm gonna switch the camera back to my face since I'm back to talking.
Too bad it's not a sleight of hand.
Slide a hand on the ocean.
Hey.
10. Because
10.
I have no pluses.
No pluses.
Unless my hand has a plus.
I
don't think it does.
Well, you threw it down there, so you're looking for things, not trying to catch fish, right?
Yes.
And your hands have tremor sense or blind sense?
That's a good question. I think it's blind sense, but companions.
Because I think that'll matter. Because they're underwater, and like, I feel like blind sense underwater would just be like, unless something's literally attacking you. No, I guess blind sense just.
Blind sight 30 feet.
Yeah, so it sees within 30 feet of itself down there, looking around, and you told it to look for objects, basically. Also, it's your familiar, so can't you basically put your eyes in its head and direct it around?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so it's your check then. So you rolled a 10. There ain't nothing to find here that's worth your time. You find little things and stuff, but nothing super cool. You're like, oh, sword! Oh, but it's rusted and destroyed and definitely not magical. Lame. Is that a skeleton? Is that several skeletons? Oh, man.
I would pull those out of the water.
Do you?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, duh. You pull. Let me roll you a d4 and see how many skeletons you pull out of the water. 4 whole skeleton bodies. They have long since
Heck
decomposed, but it looks like they were tied to rocks and thrown over the edge. They have remnants of clothes and things, but there are 4 of them.
I will take 4 skeletons.
Now, I will politely remind you, you are in a civilized town, and the laws of the lands actually will apply here.
Which is why I was under the docks.
Okay. I will roll a percentile to make sure you're not seen. You are not seen.
I assume none of the skeletons have any, like, jewelry.
Anything that would be worth anything on them has long since fallen off.
I see. Well, it's okay. Now I have a total of... Oh, I'm going to put the skeletons inside of my box, obviously.
Say that again? Sorry.
I will put the skeletons inside of my magical box.
You do so.
Finally, something useful.
So Spin's character is going to spend his second go around practicing his detection stuff in a crowded resort area. So he's doing danger sense, sentry rest, passive, yada yada. He's looking around for stuff. I'm going to award him a inspiration die. Anyone else still need an action this round?
I'm just waiting on the boat.
The boat, right. So 2 of you have predetermined things to go to. Fulgash, you didn't necessarily find where the thing was, so that's what you're going to have to start with. Profi will volunteer to go along with you in case you need to be spotted some cash on the fly. Also, you said you were going to... Wait, you didn't say you were going to a restaurant. I take that back. I'm going with Lawrence because he said he was going to a restaurant. And my excuse is I'm going to go meet the captain that's going to be piloting us around. Marzix, ideas on what you're doing? More fishing or something else?
Oh, I would, I guess I would go look at, I wouldn't go over to it. I attempt to see if there is... Yeah, I'll go fishing, but I'd like to go... Instead of near the docks, since apparently I don't like the docks, to instead go near, if there's like any nearby bluffs or cliffs on the edges of the ports.
So
Or
the
walls.
ports basically lead into really nice sandy beaches. So if you're not on the harbor bits and you're not on the docks themselves, it's nice sandy beaches. Whether they are really supposed to be sandy beaches or if they've been man-made, you kind of shake your head.
Okay, so then there would be a lot of people over on the fancy beaches.
Somewhat. They're not crowded, but they're definitely not empty.
Okay, well then I would instead like to investigate how they dispose of bodies within the town. Or does nobody die at Disneyland?
It's pretty much nobody dies at Disneyland. I would like to say.
Okay, then I would continue fishing.
Okay, you continue fishing, looking for stuff and things. Make another survival check as you reach through the surf floor.
Critical.
Woohoo! You search
Critical, baby!
and look and search and look, and you find at the bottom of this pit underneath the dock, what looks to be a relatively normal bag, except it is shining light through the small open satchel, and there's a small whirlpool continuously going into it.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
You retrieve it?
Absolutely going to attempt.
You attempt to retreat. It's easy. You just pick it up. The stuff that seems to be have grown over it, coral and things like that, seem to almost fall off magically as you pull it up to the surface. You pull it up to the surface and it weighs merely a couple pounds. The material it seems to be made out of looks to be a combination of both leather, and metal.
I've seen one of these before.
Okay.
No, I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is it a bag of holding?
It's a bag of holding.
Why is it light inside instead of dark?
Who knows? Maybe the continuous influx of water has done something to it.
I would like to open it and see its contents.
So you open it up and shake it out?
Yep.
You do so, and about 20 years of sea life just flood out onto wherever you're at under the docks. So a ton, like a literal actual ton of water seeps out. A small wreath.
Like instantaneously, or is it like it just starts pouring out and fish start coming?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, as it starts pouring out a bunch of fish, I hold it, I close it, and I'm like, maybe I have another idea for this later.
Okay, you do so. You now know that this bag of holding is filled with sea life. So that's gonna be your action. I'm gonna move on. I think we took too much time on the dice earlier. I'm sorry. I hope you guys had fun with that one. Definitely something better when everyone's playing. Anyway, who's next? Who wants to go next? Fulgash, do you want to go next, or do you want me and Lawrence to go? Fulgash.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're good. So, first things first, you have to find the thing. So I need you to make an investigation check as you try to find the bar.
Investigation. 17.
A 17. You find someone that knows exactly where it's at and is happy to give you directions. And heck, in this case, they're happy to give it to you for free. Excuse me, sorry. So, you head there at the appropriate time. You're in your clothes that you've been wearing for quite some time. You probably don't smell super great. And people are looking at you funny because the last time you showered or took care of yourself was weeks ago. But it's a bar and people just kind of keep their distance. It's like a tiki bar. You know what I mean? It's not a rough bar. There's not a single BA in sight. But there is a very pretty looking half-orc sitting at the bar looking expectantly. Almost as if you're late.
Yeah, this wasn't well thought out. Oh well.
She looks at you and you look at her. What do you say?
Good to see you. I don't know. I say something suave and debonair. No.
Sure, you can make some kind of charisma check. It can just be a straight charisma check
cool.
as you're trying to charm your way into her heart. Who knows?
No, I get something splashed in my face, guaranteed.
What'd you get? What'd you roll?
I rolled a 1.
With what kind of check?
It's straight charisma, so
Man,
2.
so you walk up and you're like, hey, and you just pass out.
Yep.
You don't really know what happened. You just like got real comfortable for a second, and not being comfortable for so long just turned your brain off. At least that's how you explain it to yourself later. You will know that you lost oh, ouch. How much gold did you have?
316 after the
thing. So while you were passed out on the floor, it looks like someone went into your coin pouch and took about 300 gold out of your pocket. You said 316, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I take that back. They take about 280-ish. 200, we'll round down. 270 gold out of your pocket.
Cool.
You wake up just not feeling good. Almost like you were drugged or something. But you don't wake up at anywhere inappropriate. You just wake up and are poorer than you started. You could take this time to imagine that something fantastical and exciting happened, but you'll know the truth.
No, I know the truth. It's fine.
Though you will notice that it looks like someone splashed a bucket of water on you and you smell considerably better.
Oh, that's nice.
But unfortunately, your half pretty girl has disappeared into the night. Not with you.
Yeah. Nope, figured that was going to happen. All right, onwards, on to the next person.
Next person, we're at the place in the thing. Again, since you're a Profi knows exactly where everything's at. We're there. There's food ordered. So sitting across from you is an elf, a tiefling, and a dwarf. Obviously, you know the elf. The tiefling is a female. The dwarf is also a female. And they do not look chummy. The elf is sitting in between them and basically just pushing them off each other to make sure that they aren't fist fighting in the nice restaurant that you're at. And I will say this is a nice restaurant. On a scale from 1 to 10, it's probably at least a 9. It's fancy. Oof. Everyone who works here is in the same uniform, regardless of their race. Everything's prim and proper and ordered. The stone marble walls from the outside have been painted and decorated to look like crab shells. And the outward facade has giant crab, is what it looks like. And their specialty, big surprise, is crab stuff and lobster and other crustacean-y things. As you look through the menu, most of it is in Elvish. And it's Elvish sea cooking, obviously done by sea elves. been passed down for generation to generation. They also have other seafoody stuff, but everything sounds pricey. Everything has a fancy name and a fancy description. Do you speak Elvish?
I do.
Okay, so you understand what it all says. I think everyone in the group actually speaks Elvish. So, yep. So does Profi. Obviously, the captains and the elf can read it just fine. And they order some high tier priced items, along with some fancy wine and some other stuff. And you guys sit down and have your meal. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check, an insight check, and a straight up intelligence check. And I will do the same.
All right. Persuasion. 14.
Okay.
Insight. 12.
Okay.
Intelligence. 21.
Ow. Sorry, bashing my elbow here. Okay, so
My best roll was with my worst bonus.
that's funny. Insight. Ooh. Well, I didn't roll much better, to be honest with you. So my persuasion is out of this world. If I can rotate it to the right spot here. It was a 13. Go back to 13, you POS. Yeah, whatever. It's 13 plus 4, 5. Okay, cool. So, to start, they make an offer. The offer they make is, who are you talking to directly? Because both captains are going to try and pitch at both of us, so we divide and conquer. Who do you want to talk to? The tiefling or the dwarf?
Dwarf.
Okay, so the dwarf introduces herself as Captain Marie Hagen. We're going to go Hagen because that sounds cool. Someone write that name down. And she pilots the three-toed octopus. That's a small little runner that will get whatever groups and people to the other side in relative ease and comfort, and she can guarantee your safety through harsh waters. She is so sneaky, no one will find us, so there's no worries of pirates or monsters or anything like that. Nothing ever finds the three-toed octopus, is what she claims. What did you roll for your intelligence roll on this?
21.
Intelligence roll number?
Well, my intelligence is a +2, and I rolled a 19.
So 21. Well, that's really funny because that's I rolled a 19 and mine's only a +1. So, but that aside, the price she is offering, is obviously way more expensive than it should be. But what's your insight roll? Was a 13?
It was a 12.
12. Did you total or roll?
Total.
That's funny.
Oh, the roll was a 5, and I have a +7.
Nice.
Like I said, my best bonuses had low rolls, and my worst bonus had a high roll.
Okay, so with your 12, you're not 100% sure how much of what she's saying is the truth about her boat. You probably have to look at yourself to evaluate if she's ever gotten into a fight or not. But she sounds confident. And then the last one was your persuasion roll to negotiate down the price a bit. And that was a
14 total.
14 total. So you're able to knock off a little bit of the price. But her price for her ship comes down to... how many passengers did we have? 5?
5.
So was charging 200 a passenger. She'll drop it down to 190 a passenger. She didn't cut much off for you. And she did a little bit, but not much. So you're looking at just under 1,000 gold for the travels.
Okay.
Jumping over to the other captain, the tiefling. She is Helza Helsing. And she tells you that she is the captain of a galley called the Spitfire. The Spitfire has never had any problems because no one will get close enough to get shot. They have lots of long-range cannons, and no enemies have been an issue at any point. They have plenty of room. They will also be transporting other people and things. So you'll be traveling with other people. It won't be as sneaky. It's more of a comfortable ship that is well defended. And she also says that her prices are much better. She's starting off already to start at 150 a passenger before anything else. I, ironically, rolled in a 12 and have a 12. So our rolls were super close, by the way. And kind of on the same veins, I have no idea if she's lying about her ship or not. But she seems confident in what she's saying. I go down to persuasion, though, and I get a total of an 18 because I rolled a 13. So with an 18, I talk her down another 25 gold a person. So she'll sell us a ride or ticket or whatever you want to call it for 125 gold a person. It won't be the most comfortable ride, but it'll be fast-ish. They'll be crowded, but it's whatever. She's considerably cheaper than the other one. The other one is guaranteeing no combat, no fights. You'll get there quickly, as fast as possible. And discretion. Something that you don't know anything about, Helsing, is being sneaky. Getting through things unnoticed. Instead, it's fireball this and load the cannons that. And I'm going to just blow someone's ship up for no reason as they're traveling along. There's obviously a story there, but you probably don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
So we look at each other, and this is the point where we have to hire whoever we want. Do we go with Miss Helsing here, or what did I say the other one's name was?
I have it written down. Crap, it's on the piece of paper on my Dyson. I don't need those numbers anymore. Mary Hagen?
Mary Hagen. So Hagen or Helsing? Did H's for some reason for boat pilots.
Well, Hagen seems to have safer passage, but the price is steep. Helsing seems a little bit sloppy, but we could save some money.
And there will be other people to deal with.
Which
is probably why she's so cheap, is she has a galleys full of travelers and not just the you guys.
I say we go with Mary.
Mary! You say spend money. Okay. Profi says, you're crazy. We're obviously going with this one. She's cut her prices way more than that one. She obviously knows what she's doing. She has a whole crew to defend us. And we get to socialize. Maybe. Tell me you want to be on a small, speedy boat that just zoops across the ocean quick as possible, and then instead of enjoying the journey, like we've enjoyed this food, and he pats his tummy. Which is funny for a Profi, because he's really he's not much of a big man, so it just looks ridiculous.
I have a feeling if the Bard was here, he would have sided with you.
You never know, he could be.
Or why not?
You change your mind? The dwarf storms off. You always do this to me. You undercut me every single time. Every time I get a chance. F you. F your friends. F everyone else. Takes off. She's very angry. And it's known. Everyone can tell. The waiters try to stop her, be like, wait, you gotta pay for... Still handle it. Heck, they might even pay you double because they'll have plenty of extra money. Take that how you will.
right.
So, Helsing leans back and says, well, usual fee is half up front now, and half when we get there. But for you, handsome gentlemen, I'll take it all now. If that's all right with you.
Yes. Of course.
She holds out her hand. Busy lady, I don't have long to spend it, and I need it. So please hand it over. Gotta pay for ammunition and things.
Hmm.
So, 5 times 125 is 600, right? 625?
25, yeah.
Okay.
I can pay for the whole thing.
Speaking of younger, back on the notes, how many platinum pieces are we supposed to have? Because I definitely didn't add any of that to my character yet.
390 apiece.
Jeez, okay. And then gold pieces was 5 what?
Just a sec. I gotta find it. 570 apiece.
Gotta do math.
Should have just bought a boat.
True.
Yes, but do any of us know how to pilot a boat?
1,000 years of life and death, I still don't know how to drive a large boat.
You probably also don't know how to swim from your reaction from the water.
I think I just don't like docks.
It's a possibility. You might just have a regular ass phobia. Who knows? You should know. You can make it up for your character. Why did the DM make you stop over a large body of water? Why did that?
There was holy water underneath it.
It was holy water. The ocean is.
There's
sacred.
actually a sacred site directly underneath the dock.
I mean, maybe, probably not, but maybe. Okay, so you've decided on your captain. You've paid her in full. And I guess that leaves me with the meal ticket. The waiter comes over and says, please. And Profi goes, I got this since you paid her. How much? What's the damage? Well, between the 5 of your meals, all the extra wine that she stormed off with, and the dispersion fee, it'll be about 1,000 gold.
Oh.
Profi looks at you and looks back and looks at you again and goes, I think you got off easy.
Oh boy. Can I try and persuasion? No.
I think you should try to go find that person and make them pay money.
Well, you guys did promise to pay for their food.
It's
Their
true.
foods, but not their drinks, and that's obviously what costs so much money.
Probably. Profi says, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's just money. I don't care. Remember, Profi has no concept of 1,000 gold. Like how long that would take a regular person to dole out. You, on the other hand, nobleman who's dealt with finances and other things, know exactly how much money that is. And you swear never to come back to this place ever again. Politely to yourself, because that's ridiculous for 5 people to go and eat. They didn't even give you leftovers. You had to... It did taste
They
good.
didn't give you some go boxes.
I remember in the book somewhere only giving that farmer about 5 copper.
That would take that farmer 17 years to pay for half of this meal.
Oof.
If he didn't eat and murdered at least one of his 3 children. So, poor economics aside, we take off. We have our boat captain. She tells us where to meet. They'll be taking off in the morning after they get supplies and whatnot. So, that leaves us with no one left, right? because our handy dandy friend will wake up in the morning. We'll meet up with him in our designated. You were supposed to meet here after your night of fun with your friend. Wink, wink, ha ha. And he tells you that's not what happened. I just randomly passed out and woke up in a gutter somewhere with all my gold taken. And we're all like, but you didn't have any gold to start. And everyone's like, that's some bullshit. And we move on. I assume. Do you guys want to play out that interaction at all?
No, we can yada yada that.
Okay, you yada yada that. You say this is some bullshit and move forward. You get to the boats. And at this point, I'm going to say let's take a 5-minute break to do whatever. I know we had a long break for Marzex there while we played dice, but I need a little bit of a break if that's all right with you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, 5-minute break.
Yeah, no problem.
Boom.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
Be back in one. Well, like 5. We'll say 5.
All right.
I have a question, Raja, if you're there.
Gentlemen, are you back?
I'm here.
There's one voice
Yes.
in the crowd. Oh, two voices.
Am I?
All right, we're all back. Hopefully, sorry that took so long. I was talking with the wife about stuff we added to the garage. We added a up hanger storage, basically, or hanging storage, whatever you want to call it. It turned out really well, and now we're just deciding what all to throw.
Nice.
Boom, boom. Here we are. We're back. Dance with me.
I have a question, Roger.
I have an answer.
It's a scientific question.
Oh no.
So, in regards to this bag of holding, regular bag of holding can hold 500 pounds, which is, or 64 cubic feet. So, if I only hold 500 pounds of salt water, then it should be roughly like 60 gallons, so like a little bit bigger than a 55-gallon drum.
Okay.
And that's not including objects or fish.
Correct.
And then if I hold 64 cubic feet, that is closer to, just a sec. I just did the math.
It's a lot.
It is a lot, but it's not like ridiculous. 478 gallons.
I'm going to allow it to be the bigger of the two numbers just because of how long it has been in the ocean.
Okay. That was what I was hoping.
Yeah, basically because it's all water, the weight wasn't really calculated. It was the volume that was important.
You said there was fishies.
20
Yes.
years worth of fishies.
There were some
And a
fishies.
ton of seawater.
Also, will the fishies die now that I close the bag?
What happens to living things you shove in a bag of holding?
They generally have 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, you as a character would know that. You probably have some dead fishies on you by now. But you guys have fallen asleep, waken up, done all the fun things. And we move on. Chat, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate you all. Yeah. So, dippity dappity dippity dappity. Would you like a little bunny? You guys make your way down to the dock. At the dock, you see the what do I call it? Spitfire? Yes, maybe. Somebody.
Oh, I got it. I got her name, but I didn't write down the name of the boat.
Ah, dang it. Elsa Helsing is captain of the. It was something fire. Was it Hellfire or Spitfire? It was one of the two.
Let's say Spitfire so that we don't get, sued.
Wait, would we get sued for Hellfire?
So don't you know anything about Stranger Things?
If I say no, will you judge me?
Yes.
Ah, then judge me, because I know.
It's literally the D&D crew in Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. All right. Spitfire it is, then. I don't think we would get in trouble.
And what's her name?
Elsa Helsing.
Elsa Helsing. Does she hunt vampires?
Vampires might hunt her. Who knows? You hear her yelling at her crew. Let's go! Hurry up! We have to load this thing now! Get these passengers on and in their holds! Let's go! Come on! Did that sound exciting?
Yes.
A little bit? Good. So, you guys continue onto the boat. And it is good to go. Relatively comfortable. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, for a galley, it's nice. There are a ton of guns everywhere, so it's not necessarily clean, but there's like comfortable things to sit on, extra furs. The people that are riding as passengers are spared no luxury. The people that are riding as crews don't have any luxury. You can see that their spaces are cramped and small and confined. But they seem to be nice and pleasant to everyone on board, at least right now. Some of them are obviously hungover and look about the same condition as Fulgash. But they're doing their jobs and doing what they need to do. So, it's boat time. So, if we look at our handy dandy map, which I need to pull up here, sorry. You can give me a couple seconds.
Spain just texted you that.
Wait, who just texted me what?
Spain texted you the map.
Did
he? Yeah, in our chat, just me, you, and him.
Right now? I do not see it, friend.
It's the last between me, you, and him.
I understand. Do you mean in Discord or actual text?
Discord.
Oh, well. Let me go to the right spot then. Thank you, Span. Ever so helpful. Alright, so we're in Odeball. And we're missing Troy. Why is Troy not on the big map? The fuck?
It was destroyed.
I mean, it shouldn't have been. There was a major invasion point for the Empire not that long ago. Like, it has actual history. Because it's basically directly across from Alpine. Like, if you were to draw a straight line, you could draw a straight line from Troy to Alpine. So, for those of us not looking at the map, it would be where's 1, 2, boop, ba-doo. All right, so right about there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a week's worth of travel on the ocean from Odeball to Troy. And Troy is a major military port at this point. Again, it's what the Empire used to invade the city-state continent, as it was originally called, and used it to decimate the entire continent. Their central bursting out from that point was a strategic stroke of genius made by the Empire, at least tacticians claimed, that allowed them to take over the majority of city-states within under 100 years and collect them unto the Empire themselves. Wastelands and wildlands were easily claimed because there was no one that was worth fighting in those areas, allegedly. But stuff and things. You have a week. Let's roll it. What do you guys think? High chance of encounter, low chance of encounter? What do you bet?
Alright, we're gonna meet a dragon.
Sea dragon, yeah. Anyone else got any bets?
Encounter.
Okay. And the final voice, Fulgash, where do you think we're at?
I think we're going to be fine.
Okay, so traveling on the high seas is dangerous. So you definitely had less than 100% worth of travel to go. I gotta close that now. You made it pretty far. You're about the last day of the journey before something occurs. As you are traveling, you guys on the last night hit a field of jellyfish, but not any kind of jellyfish. These are called spirit jellyfish, and these jellyfish float out of the water and release a healing essence to the people around them. Generally, they're excessively poisonous, but when they're out of the water, their poison becomes a miraculous cure. It's excessively helpful, so instantaneously, all of your wounds are healed, just being in the same area as this flood of spirit jellies. Also, you are given stuff to collect their essence in. Think fairy in a bottle from Zelda. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check to see if you can fill a bottle. If you roll above an 18
baby.
naturally, you will get a second bottle. But it has to be a natural 18 for you to get it, or higher to get a second bottle.
11 total.
You try, but you just don't happen to catch one.
I just rolled a nat 20.
Hey, you make up for your friend missing. You fill one to the brim, and the captain immediately hands you a second one. Do it again. Roll again. Okay.
Well, that's a modified 15.
A modified 15, you say? Okay. So you fill up the barrel enough to catch one, but not enough to. Try to think of a word here. Not enough to get a second one, obviously. And it's not all the way filled, but it's pretty close. Profi had to use his psychic die to succeed. Actually, I'm going to burn a lucky point on this instead. Because I rolled a 1. That was a critical fail. I don't like that. Okay, it's not much better, but it's a 4, so I didn't critically fail. I have a +7 for my sleight of hand, and I rolled a 7 with my dice because I would have failed. I succeed, but not great. Total of 18. I fill a thing, but I don't get another bottle. Marzex?
I had a question.
I have an answer.
Could I use a spell to summon all of my hands?
A spell to summon all of your hands. What do you mean?
Like my multiple familiar spell?
I don't see why you couldn't. But the people on the board are very adamant that you collect things. There isn't really time for casting spells.
Okay, because I was just going to try to cast a spell to cast as much as I could.
Yeah, because how long does that... That's a 10-minute spell, right?
No, that's the regular familiar spell. I'm talking about the... Just like I have to pull it up on my special app because it's only on one of them.
Because you made it yourself, you cheater! No, just kidding.
No, I didn't.
I know I'm being funny. Please.
Flock of Familiars.
Yes, that one.
It takes a minute. Okay.
So, if it was instantaneous, I'd be like, do it. But since, do you have Quicken spell by chance as a meta magic? Because you're a warlock? Haha, just kidding.
No.
Of course not. So, with your jelly catching abilities, you can just roll normally.
Yeah.
Your hands...
Is there any chance I can catch the jellyfish itself instead of the essence? You said it's poisonous.
Yes. Like, death poisonous.
That's perfect.
I mean,
because I'm immune to poison.
If you can fly 50 feet up and grab one of the things as they're floating off...
My hand can fly 40 feet per turn.
Okay, you send your hand up to try and grab a jellyfish instead of listening to the captain as she tells you to collect as much of this stuff as possible. It'll save people's lives later.
I intend on killing people. It's fine.
Wow. Why don't you tell them what's up? All right. So with that, do the stuff and the things. Make your sleight of hand check, except for the whole jelly. You're trying to fit a whole jelly in a jar.
Whole jelly in a jar. I got a total of 18, but that's only a 15.
Okay, so
15 plus 3.
15 plus 3, total of 18. You try to shove the jelly in the jar, and this jelly just stabs the ever-living heck out of your familiar's hand, instantaneously murking it into nothingness. Your jar falls!
Question.
Yes.
Is it poison damage?
No, it's piercing damage.
Dang it.
Your jar falls. Would you like to try and catch it?
Yes.
Roll a dex saving throw.
Oh, cool.
Actually,
A total of 19.
a total of perfect. You nightcrawler your way because it's dark, and you're like, I can teleport. Bloop, ha! And you just grab your jar and teleport back onto the deck. Your jar is filled with enough things to fill it, but not enough to get you another jar. So, for those of you that succeeded, mark down on your paper that you have star jelly.
Spirit jellyfish.
Star jelly. So,
But if you mix it with water, it becomes poisonous?
No. Just getting it out of air becomes a healing salve because they're basically using it as fuel. It's what's propelling them out of the
themselves.
water. Their poison is something completely different. So, the reason you guys can catch these, it's not like you're like wringing them out for the jelly. The jelly is being spluted down at you at high velocities, which is why the catching stuff is important.
It's like catching silly string.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. You are informed that the jars that you have collected are nearly priceless, so do not sell them for nothing cheap. The captain seems very pleased, and all of her crewmates that got this jelly are just the hypest people you've ever seen. Like, they've been having a rough week doing their things. You know, no crazy fights or anything like that. This thing happens, and they're just like, the celebration has begun. Alright, I got one more roll at least to get you guys into port and see what happens. Yeah, you guys make it, no problem. You guys arrive at Troy the following day. Kind of midday-ish by the time you get there. And it is stacked. You would call this almost a sister port to... sorry, brain's not working here. To Oddball. Because it's like an opposite. I don't know. Like the design is nearly identical, except for it's in black and in metal instead of in shininess and white.
Yin versus yang.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you. Brain was not working on that one. Yeah, it's definitely Oddball's yin to yang. That's a wonderful. That's what I was looking for. It is full of military boats and cargo boats coming in from other places. Whereas the other port only had 3 docks, this one has like 6. Basically, if you were to shove them together, they would fit. They're about the same size, so on and so forth. And unlike the handy-dandy town of Oddball, that was about half full, there is not a lot of people here. It's not dead, but like, the only ships here are military and maybe transport ships. So as the Spitfire comes into port, you guys see in the port, looking like a hunk of junk, what you assumed what was the three-eyed octopus. All of her would-be crew are laid out on the deck. They look to have been murked by something. And the only one still standing is the captain. And you can see that she is laid up, being nursed back to health by...
Whoa. Our captain?
The other captain. The competitor captain.
Captain Mary.
Yes.
Oh.
As we come into port, you can see this creature sit up almost like they're rising from the dead just to yell at the Spitfire. You guys can't make out what she's saying, but it's obviously not much better than what she left you with before. It's not directed at you guys whatsoever. It's definitely directed at Helsing. You guys can explore this later if you want to, or you can just let it be. You've arrived in port. Congratulations. So, I will say, at this point, we are sitting at about 30 minutes out, or 25-ish minutes out from being at time. How are you guys feeling? What do you guys want to do in town? Do you want to continue traveling? What is the thought? You've made it to the city-state continent, which, to your knowledge, is where this druid burial ground is at.
Approach the near dying lady.
You want to do what? Sorry.
Approach the dying captain who's cursing.
Gotcha. So you get off the boat. Your captain waves goodbye, and she obviously tells her men to do something and whatnot. You go back to the other captain, see what's going on. Is anyone else go with him, or is it just him? Our handy dandy big boy scary man goes off to go get us some form of transport. He says he will need some money to appropriate said transport, though, so he asks for some funds from somebody, because he does not have much. Obviously, Folgash can't pay him anything, so it's between the three of us.
I have a community chest still.
That would be the appropriate thing to pay for a carriage for all of us, or horses, or whatever we decide to use.
How much money does he need? He asked for.
He does not know. He said, just give me money and I'll buy what I can.
Okay, just one moment. I am finding the page. It was written a little while back.
My thought here is probably no less than 250 gold, if not more. If you want to double it, I can guarantee something real cool.
Well, there was... Last time I wrote down 550 party gold.
Do you want to just give him the party gold, or 500, or 250? What's the thought here?
I can depart with the party gold for now.
Okay, so
There's other things in there because we have a ridiculous amount of copper.
Okay. How much copper do we have? Would it be worth paying?
1,245.
So what is that? 10 gold?
Divided by 10 twice.
Yeah. So like it's 12 gold. Do you want to burn up some of your copper, or you want to try forging it into a weapon later? Like, what do you need that much copper for?
We got it from something. I don't remember what it was from.
So, using up the copper first. Go ahead and pull that off the list. He will pay with that first. Counting every single penny. You know how annoying that would be? Ugh.
I did that. That's what I did.
Ugh. Anyway, so, you and y'all go to the other captain. She is sitting on the port being harassed, or at least medicated by what looks to be some priests, maybe an alkalite or two. They seem to be doing whatever they can to comfort her / get her to calm down, because she is just...
How many dead people are over there?
Looks like she had a small crew of about 8 other men with her. And her would be... Looks like a modified sailboat is the best way to describe this craft.
And how destroyed is it?
Pretty bad. There's holes all over it. Looks like it's been stabbed by something sharp a whole bunch of times.
Okay, I approach. Is she coherent enough to have a conversation with?
She looks at you. I'm going to see if she can even recognize you. She does not recognize you and says, What do you need? I don't owe you money, right?
No. Lucky for you, you'd owe me nothing of the sort.
Okay.
However, I'm willing to... Well, first, if you could answer a few questions, I'll see if I can help you out.
Ask.
So, what happened to your ship?
Spirit jellies.
Ah, spirit jellies. Gotcha.
We're taking a route.
It's unfortunate that...
They kept us safe, and they plunged into our boat on all sides. and killed most of the crew instantaneously, and unfortunately our 2 passengers, well, they decided to jump out so they didn't have to deal with the jellies, which was really fine and dandy until the other things in the water decided to come for them. Idiots.
I see. Do you intend on continuing your profession?
She looks back and forth, and look, I know it looks like that boat's floating, but it's going to take me 2 years worth of work of something else to get it repaid. No one's going to give me a loan to get her back up and running.
I see.
Why? What do you want?
Well, I was going to see if we could potentially make a deal. I might need to travel across the ocean with a few people later in my travels. And I was going to see if a medical favor at this moment could assist with that later.
She looks at you and says, "Look, these 2 yahoos are already bleeding me dry." She points to the 4 people that are around her. I don't think...
Oh, you see, I'm in search of no money. I'm in search of a favor. Or if you know where any hidden sea treasure is that you aren't able to access, I'd be willing to trade for that information as well.
She looks at you. So you think I'd be working this silly job if I had magical hidden sea treasure? Just waiting for me somewhere? She smiles and says, "Though that is the original reason I made this boat." Never mind.
Oh, no, I like that. That's perfect.
What do you mean it's perfect?
Oh, I just mean if that's why you made it, we might eventually go on something like that if we have a wiry hair one day.
Well, sir.
Anyways, I know you probably hate these things, but I hear they do wonders, and I pull out the jar of jelly stuff.
She looks at you and says, "Is this some kind of sick joke?"
Actually, no. I intended to, wouldn't it be ironic, though, if the thing that almost killed you now brings you life?
She goes, "I'm fine already. These jerkholes that are going to take what little money I have left have already healed me."
I didn't know she was already healed. I thought she was, dying.
No, just delusional and not happy. She looks around and says, "I'd say offer it to one of the others, but I don't think any of them made it. Unfortunately, the stuff on the other end of the jelly is less pleasant than what they drop when they're flying. In the water,
Yes.
they collect spirits, hence the spirit jelly thing."
I see.
Wait. You weren't traveling with the Spitfire, were you?
I happen to have been, yes.
Are you serious? And she stands up. And she throws a punch, just full force. What's your AC?
My AC?
Yeah.
Just... I'm having a blast.
Ooh. I don't care what your AC is. It's not a critical, but I guarantee she gets you.
Okay, I get got.
You get got and take 4 points of damage as she wall-offs and hits you square in the face. Just everything she got in that punch. You bastards! You have my crewmates' souls! You're sick! Disgusting! Where do you think they got... Ah! You come to the realization, or you remember, one way or the other, that the spirit jellies, right, go on their flight after they've collected enough biomaterial to do so.
So would I be able to pour the soul back into somebody?
So it's not actually the soul, right? Basically the jelly stabbed these people through the boats and consumed their blood or something along those lines to get the biofuel they needed to have their flight, which allows them to mate. La 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 la. I don't know if you guys care about fun biology silliness of imaginary jellyfish. But anyway, they ate parts of the crew. You can't see that because they're all covered and whatnot. But we'll say conveniently a flap of wind blows one of the covers off one of the bodies, and yeah, there's not much of a body left. So the fact that the captain is still alive and whatnot is probably a miracle.
Well,
That or
if I had known that, I probably wouldn't have addressed them the same way. But
you probably wouldn't have. But where's the dramatic reveal if I don't tell you? Anyway,
you're real quiet there, buddy. I can't hear you. Not you, Roger, the other person.
Oh,
Who, me? Can you hear me now?
You're like super quiet.
yeah, full gas. I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on.
I still see that you're talking. Lawrence, can you say something?
Hello.
Okay. So Lawrence
Yeah, Lawrence
fine.
is fine.
Friendo, it might just be that time of night. You might want to just dip off and then come back with fresh signal, if you can.
Well, with that thrown fist, I
He's back. Wait, let's see if we can hear him. Speak, please.
frozen.
He's muted, not muted. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, well, anyway, with the thrown punch, we'll get back to him in a minute. He might be restarting or something silly.
Well, I understand your anger. So I can let that slide. And I walk away.
You do so. The priest and the alkalite are doing everything they can from keeping her from grabbing something sharp and pointy and charging at you. Let's see if they succeed, because she is an utter dwarven rage Marley. Nothing will stop her except for a very small alkalite humanoid. just.
Oh, does she stab him?
No, she didn't stab him. He just holds her still. He's not much of a person. She just rolled real terrible. Like, she's fighting with what she got. That punch was probably 90% of her energy. But anyway, I kind of jump into everyone else. Volgash, can you hear us? I see.
Still can't hear me, huh?
Oh, there you are.
I can hear you now.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I don't know what the heck I just did, but apparently it's working now.
All right. The moose that was in front of your antenna decided to move or something.
Apparently, jeez.
So,
Um,
listening. What's up?
I don't have anything to do here, so
Okay, you don't.
I'll go wait outside of town or go follow Profi.
Follow Profi. Okay, cool. Lawrence, do you have anything special to do in town after watching that debacle?
I steer clear of her because she's obviously a very angry person. I look for a library or some kind of records hall if I possibly can.
You find one. Not super hard with your background.
All right. I start investigating for anything written by like cartographers, scouts, or whatever that fits the description of what we're looking for.
There we go. Nice. Very smart. Very good. Go ahead and roll. Roll investigation.
15.
15. So, you go through the old records, and you find a old mention of Law. One of their members had a druidic circle in a graveyard that was on the mounds of where a druid massacre appeared years prior. As you guys know, for whatever reasons, druids and Jake get picked on. They're few and far between because they are generally relatively powerful. And anytime there is a commune or a large gathering of them or something like that, by the will of the gods or just pure dumb luck, they get attacked and most of them get killed off. So druids with people are relatively rare. Druids with other druids, even rarer. Just because there's kind of a stigma to it. So them actually doing actual circles and whatnot with other members and things is kind of a rarity. So the circles are more of a concept than a actual thing in most places. Not to say there aren't masters and students and things like that, but they don't stick together for long. I mean, druids are very lonely people, which is okay because most of them just like hanging out in the forest and casting forest magic. So. But anyway, to answer your question, it looks like it was farther down to the south, and maybe not excessively far from a town called Finn.
Is there a librarian or some kind of keeper there?
Yes. An old grizzled orc or half orc pops out.
I asked him if I could purchase some parchment and ink.
Do we look like a store, sir? I mean, I have some that I can sell you, I guess, but...
For the sake of time, yes.
Sure, he pulls out some parchment and some ink and whatnot, puts a cap on it. Do you need a feather as well?
If you could, sir.
He puts it in a little package and rolls it up together and goes, I don't know, 5 gold? Sound fair?
Lost connection for a second. What'd you say?
5 gold, he says, questioningly. Sound fair?
Make it 10 since you're so nice.
Tell me twice to give me more money, please.
I jot down and copy the information best I can.
You do so, quickly. You have a pretty assured idea of maybe where it is. You'll probably have to do some more studying or do some more guessing with the work you have done. You do know that you can't wait around forever, though. If you had all day to scour the library, this is something that you could do without a check, but because we are on a time limit, because the rest of us are trying to move on, you get what you get. But there are other towns between here and what I say, Finn. So,
Okay.
thoughts, opinions. What we doing?
Is there any war magic casters here?
Yes. Probably.
Any that focus on using the dead bodies of the enemies to kill other enemies?
Alright, so I'm going to ask you a question. Do you remember
Yes.
the rules about necromancy?
I remember that it's very taboo.
Okay, so you're probably not going to find any out in the open necromancers, besides the ones that use necromancy magic for healing.
To heal. Dusty. That's why I was just hoping for battle zone places, maybe.
Yeah, so using the undead in combat is the taboo part, right? Because you're resurrecting either people by not their choice, right? And making them serve you and do things. Which is the equivalent of slavery, which is banned pretty much everywhere in the Empire. Or it is using a body against its will. You know what I mean? It might have moved on and you're just using flesh, but you're desecrating a corpse or a site or whatever. and it just tends to lead to more good than bad because most people can't control the dead that they summon.
You mean more bad than good?
What'd I say?
More good than
More
bad.
good than bad.
They eat more good than bad? How about that? They destroy more good than bad? Whatever. Yeah, but like I said, necromancy is an excessively rare skill, especially for raising the dead and things. Now, revivify or raise dead for the spells of bringing people back to dead, those ones on the other hand, a little more common, but even less so, because there are debates amongst the scholars, especially recently with all the gods disappearing and that kind of magic kind of dying out, of how legitimate those abilities are.
Why do I have to be the subject matter expert?
Because you old, you a mummy, you were literally undead. I don't know.
This is true. These are all true things.
Okay, so
I just have to experiment.
this is true. So side note, we are just about out of time for our regular thing. I know we started like 10 minutes late, but I'd like to do our after action review shortly. So we have 4 minutes to wrap up, not to include my spieling at the end. So,
I'm good to wrap up now.
okay. Anyone else approve 5 minutes early?
That's fine.
Okay, so to conclude tonight's session, we're gonna end here. You guys are in Troy, about to leave. Oh, but the surprise! Are you ready? Are you ready? The scary
Yes.
boy got you a small caravan of elephants. They're not war elephants; they are traveling elephants. They have, with the kit and gear that he was able to buy with all the extra gold, he spent every penny you had. But he was able to weasel and bargain
Jesus.
his way into war elephants. Or not war elephants, but just elephants. They have seats for you guys to travel on. They have enough seats for extra passengers on each of your guys' things. So if like one of them dies, you guys can be together. And or those seats can be used for storage for hauling material and stuff. Write that down in the notes. The stats.
How many fonts?
Legit.
How many elephants?
One for each of you, so 4, 5. 5 elephants. And they all have riding gear and stuff like that. They're trained. You're not dealing with wild stuff. These are militarized transport elephants. And they're all legally yours. Also, you'll be able to use the elephant stat if that is your thing. Okay, so wrap up, plug, and then we talk about our stuff. So, this month, we're doing something special. Thank you to the podcast. We are doing this code called Hazy Days. HAZYDAYZ. Hazy Days. And if you tell us that at the end of your session, we will waive your first time fee completely. No thing. It's like a $20 savings because that's usually what we charge for first session fees. You can combine it with other offers and things like that. Doesn't really matter. But if you tell us Hazy Days when we're sending you your invoice, you get a little bit cheaper price. Let me turn my camera off and on one more time. That's this month's promo code. Instead of getting 10% off at the store for listening in, you can get $20 off your first game. I hope someone uses it. Hope someone sees it. Trying to think of anything else that's crazy that we need to go over. The Blocks. It came out. Oh, yeah. Can't forget talking about The Blocks. There was a TV show that we were Apprentice Hero Helpers, LLC. Obviously now we've changed our name a couple times, but we are Epic Sages. Same company. Nothing's changed. Me and Younger are still the people in charge. You'll see both of our wonderful faces and talking on there in a couple episodes. We're at least background characters in most episodes and or in the first 30 seconds of like everything because me and Younger were very excited on our entrance interview apparently. Check it out. Have fun. Younger, you got anything else? Oh, merch, dice, things like that. We are officially selling dice. They're out. Check them out. Their prices range from like $10 to 60 or 50. 50. I think the highest one so right now is $50 pre-shipping. Shipping, we're keeping it on there, but we're keeping it real simple. It's just $5 for whatever you order. Not per item, but per shipment. So if you order multiple sets of dice, it's the same shipping price as ordering one set of dice. So we'll buy a lot of dice. Whatever. We'll send it to you, all that fun stuff. If you happen to live close to us, you don't have to pay shipping fees. So, benefit for people that live near us because we love you. For people that are far away, we also love you, but shipping things is expensive and we're sorry. Merch has been improved. I'm going to put quotations around this. It should be updated with all the new stuff and things. I changed some of the shirt types in inventory, so we have a much bigger selection now. Sizes, we got anything from extra small to 5X on the t-shirts and the jackets. The beanies are all one size, which we added beanies. Wiggle my hands here. Anything else? Oh, leggings! I updated the leggings with the new leggings thing, so check those out. They are also cheaper than they were. So I found a better price for everybody all the way around. Mugs are the same thing. The mugs are great. I should have brought mine in here, but I love it. It's super cool. I updated the flags like 3 or 4 times, but they're now the official new Epic Sages logo. Doesn't have Squawk or anything on there. It's just the basic one. If you guys want me to change that or add other flags, let me know. I will. Yeah, that's it. Younger. I know the HUD set's updated. Check it out. There's new things. Younger, you got anything for him?
I think you hit on a lot of topics.
I did. Yeah, I was trying to speed loader there. Pew, 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 pew. Speaking of pewing, Lancer on Thursday. So come check that out. Let's do some more space mechy stuff. For those of you that have been paying attention to that, it's getting better quickly. Not so many tech issues, not so many rules issues. We're getting into a groove, so give us a couple more sessions and we'll be certified in it. Yeah, you two other Yahoos got anything for the crowd, for the peeps, for the friends? I just realized they can't even see your boxes when I'm down here because I made the some of the stuff bigger. Obviously, for the people watching Twitch and YouTube later, that little QR code in the corner down here is our link tree. It's good to go. Nothing changed on that one, or not nothing. Lots of stuff changed on it, but the QR code works. Yeah. Anyway, you guys got anything? I'll put you on the big grid so everyone can see you.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Like what?
Just whatever. BS for 10 seconds. Tell them you love them. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
Definitely thanks for watching.
Hey, there we go. With that in mind, with adventure in mind, have a wonderful night.